So we are live now, just so y'all know. Um, so the clip that Iynala had or that was shared, that clip kind of pissed me off because I knew that clip was part of a longer, more thorough conversation that probably had some more nuance to it, that had some more perspective to it, and that one clip has been taken by men to project and say, see, this is what we're talking about. And it has been taken by women to say, see, this is what we're talking about. And it's, listen, that annoys the shit out of me. I hope to blow up big one day to the point where that's what people do to me. They take 30 seconds out of me and just tear it up and spin it and just lie. Just please do it to me. But anyway.
She's pretty consistent though in her stuff. So
yeah, oh yeah, she
extra,
is.
I'm pretty sure it didn't stray too far from her intent.
Oh, you mean Iynala or
Iynala?
Yeah. No, Iynala, they kind of glossed over Iynala and just kind of went toward the woman. I mean, what's her name? Ebony. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Iynala is pretty consistent. So I'm gonna share the whole video, and as it will break it down in different segments here and there. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit that play button. What the hell, Frank at?
I don't know.
He at work?
Iynala Van Zant, we are so blessed to have you here with us today on the Griot. I want to start, dear, with something that we share. Which is that we are both attorneys by trade. You are a lawyer, you have a legal background. And as women in the law, Iynala, do you believe that lens, that legal lens, informs our perspective and the way we show up in the world as women?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I got out. Yeah, very masculine, very intellectual, almost stripped and robbed of humanity. It really shows the dichotomy between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. For me, it just didn't feed my soul. And so I had to get out.
I feel that, and I do feel that I might have heard on a date or two, Iynala, that we are not in a courtroom, Ebony. You can put the gavel down, and I do feel it can spill over into the way I show up in my womanhood, which is really the center of this conversation today, Iynala. We want to discuss masculine energy, feminine energy. I do want to start with kind of a news framing, which is that women's rights across the country, especially Black women's rights, they're under attack. Lots of laws are banning abortions. They are regulating what we can and cannot do with our bodies. What do you think happens for Black women when this type of siege is at play and we don't feel we have anyone to protect us?
Right. Well, the first thing I think we do is we go into anger. We go into anger without a clear ask. Doesn't make sense to be angry unless you've got to ask, what is it that you're asking for? People can say anything in the world, but that doesn't mean that they get a right to do it. It doesn't mean that they get a right to affect you. But because so many of us are programmed and conditioned and educated to think like men, we respond like men. And when I mean men, I don't mean two-legged beasts. I mean in the masculine energy, and it becomes competitive, it becomes aggressive, it becomes againstness. And that's not who we are as women. It just isn't. And I think for Black women, particularly for us, the way that we've been programmed and conditioned and educated in the society to expect less, to accept less, to be angry and to complain, but to not really step into our authentic self, our authentic power as women, and create what we want, even if that's create the demand. Oh no, not here, not today.
So I'm gonna pause it there for a second because I want to get you ladies' response on that in particular, like even just that part in and of itself, where Iynala is basically saying, she's talking about women's response to those particular dynamics. Is there truth to what she's saying?
I mean, I think so, because if you look at, and I've said this in a post or two a while back, the way that Black women have been told to exercise our finesse has been in our accomplishments. How many degrees we have, how much money we make, all of these things to compete in the workforce. Most men don't care about none of that. So what's happening, I think, is a lot of women are saying, "Well, I'm a good woman because I make six figures. I have this job. I have this. I have that," and that's what makes them the qualified. But those are qualifications for a career, not a relationship. And I think a lot of women bring that into the relationship. Well, why wouldn't he want me? I'm this. I'm this. I'm that. And what Iynala is saying is we've been conditioned to step outside of our femininity. And because we have, now we have all these gurus out here saying, well, you got to dim your light for your man. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. Because women, of course, are taking offense to, well, why should I have to dim who I am and accept less, blah, 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 blah. And that's right. Why should you have to accept less? But I think the problem comes in that the approach to dating is very similar to the approach of the workforce. And that's where the two things are clashing. And then the people who are saying, well, you need to, dim who you are to be with this guy. It's still, oh, you want me to discredit my accomplishments for this man when it's two different things. Who you are as a professional woman and who you are as a mate are two completely separate things, and they keep being put together too much. And that's the problem, because even
I
men
absolutely
are
agree. And I'm gonna get another lady take. Matter of fact, Nicole just showed up. Hey, Nicole. Yeah.
Hey there.
Nicole.
How y'all doing?
Hello.
She's been meaning to jump on with us for a while now, so
Yeah.
I got her on here. I'm very glad to have you. We're definitely glad to have you. So we just played the first part of the entire clip that Iynala had with the host of the Griot, Ebony, and what she's basically talking about is that feminine masculine balance and how Black women are in that space and they're not able to separate the two. She led off by referring to the fact that her and the host are also lawyers, and Iynala says she stepped out of that because of what it required from her and the difficulty in turning that on and off, in relationships and in the professional world. But I wanted to get Dee's take on what Iynala had to say in response to the host.
I mean, I could definitely understand her perspective in that. I think also it could be forgotten that men and women both have feminine and masculine energies. Just because you're a man, you're not 100% masculine. Just because you're a woman, you're not 100% feminine. We both have those energies. How much will vary person to person, and your career and what it might require, or your home life and what that might require. So Iynala said that didn't serve her. It didn't feed her soul. It took too much masculine energy for her to operate like that. So I could completely understand that. So I think sometimes not even understanding the energies that both male and female possess both can be trigger points for people, because they're like, oh, you're not feminine enough. Well, I may not be feminine enough for you, but I'm feminine enough. So,
that's fair. That's a fair point.
Right. Or same with men, right? Like, oh, he's too soft. He's too feminine because he's in touch with his feelings. Well, maybe he's just not the masculine that you're looking for, what you're interested in. So I could definitely understand that and those nuances that are, that as well. I think it's also hard to approach what you offer as a mate let me rephrase, as a woman, as a mate, because it might leave you vulnerable, or you don't want to say what you bring to the table and then that person now take advantage of what you offer or what you bring when you're bringing those qualities that you would bring as a mate and not a potential employee or a coworker, or you know what I mean, or versus the like the job interview or that aspect. So I could understand why we might leave with the professional attributes because they're less personal. You may not want to be vulnerable with somebody you don't know, or you haven't qualified him enough yet. So hey, let me lead with the degrees. Let me lead with the fact that I'm self-sufficient and I could take care of what I have going on here. So I mean, so I can definitely understand both sides of that.
That's really fair, because I was just watching the Indian Matchmaker last night. I was finishing up that series, and one of the women is very strongly independent. But you passport bros that swear the only independent women in the world are those in the West, you're gonna find out really quickly that if, as long as it's a developed nation, these women are moving independently. A lot of them are. But the woman said, she wanted to maintain her independence, and that one of the things that she found in the dating market that was problematic is that men felt threatened by her professional accomplishments. So what she struggled with that. Well, she was literally on a date with the man that was like, no, that's not a problem. I'm glad to see that you have went out and staked a claim for yourself. And I believe that there are a lot of men who indeed appreciate that, because then you automatically know at least one thing: she's not a liability as far as finances and that sort of thing. It's just wondering whether or not she's a team player in a relationship. Go ahead, Nicole.
I would have to push back a little bit there, because I think that the only reason why I would say that is because a lot of times we as women, we've gotten degrees, we have money, right? And I'd say having a degree, having a career, having assets doesn't mean that you aren't a liability financially. There are a lot of women who are going around buying bags, buying shoes, buying dinners, and a lot of men who do the same. But at least when men are dating, they have to be able to pay for their rent, everything else, and buy dinners and pay for dates, right? Women, we're affording ourselves, but not every woman is out here affording herself. And so sometimes men are taking on more debt, thinking you're getting an asset, when in reality,
it's 6-figure people that's paycheck to paycheck. So
absolutely,
that right there. So
absolutely.
I just want to push back a little bit there.
Frank, D offended me just a minute ago talking about there's both feminine and masculine energies. And listen,
Frank gonna agree to that because he done said it before.
Listen, ain't no feminine energy in me.
Should have muted her mic.
Not I should have.
He sit back there like this.
Now, hey, look, this is laid back. This is chiller. My legs are crossed under this table. Y'all just don't see it. They all crossed. Go ahead, Frank, man. Did you hear me, Frank? I said, go ahead.
I'm trying to. D threw me off, man. D threw me off, man.
So to kind of chime in a little bit, me as somebody who is a virtual stranger to you or someone we might interact on social media, I may never see that feminine side. That might be a side that you have at home and your children and your spouse see.
Okay, so let me ask you, what does that look like? What does feminine energy look like in the man? Because I don't know how to identify.
Somebody just asked that. Asked that.
Caring.
Yeah.
Being sympathetic, being empathetic. I think the feminine energy in a man has a negative connotation to it.
I absolutely agree with that. I think that we as women have over time viewed men like they have to be cold, brute, blunt, and even showing empathy these days. That's being in touch with the ability for you to feel. I talk to men all the time that I'm like, they're afraid to say that they had a bad day or that they felt anything.
Right.
Just being in touch with your feelings at all is okay.
Right. And expressing your feelings and being emotionally mature, that could be a feminine side of you, and that's okay. And that's actually healthy.
Exactly.
It's a healthy balance to have. So like I said, I may never see that feminine side, but somebody should. Either your spouse, your partner, your children, your family, those who love and care about you should see that side of you. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a loving side. I have a caring side.
Right. Because you said you had 5 daughters, right?
That doesn't mean to me that it's feminine, because if you call that feminine, then the opposite of that is called masculine. So that can be taken as an offense. Like if I'm masculine, that means I'm not caring and I'm not loving. And so it's like, well, damn.
No,
Huh?
but it's not to say that men can't be nurturing, right? Like I believe that if a man leads a house, he has to do so from a place of his leadership. He has to be. I'm looking, a benevolent dictator. That benevolence is a softer side of it. You know what I mean? It is a percentage.
Okay, so let's just maybe simplify femininity and masculinity. Very simple. We can think about femininity more emotional. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Having that empathy and sympathy and caring and emotions around your family. Opposite of emotional, logical, analytical. That's more masculine. So that's what I'm saying, that both men and women have both. So it's not saying that you're not emotional, you're heartless, or you're cold. You're more logical. So dealing with your daughters, you might take a more softer approach, feminine approach in that regard when dealing with their feelings than you would a more logical stance that you would with your homeboys, if that makes sense.
We just don't like the word.
Right.
We don't like the word.
I reject that.
Well, I'm trying to erase the negative connotation that it has.
I think the words feminine and masculine have been so bastardized by social media that we should throw both words out completely.
I'm finna go get
before social media.
Well,
that's the fun.
But just like it said, it's a branding issue. It literally is nothing more than emotional intelligence. Knowing when to tap into the logic, when to tap into the emotion, knowing how to read the damn room.
And that's what one of our I think that's, I'm not sure who that is, but they said that's what it is. We should just call it emotional intelligence.
That's exactly what it is.
And I'm all fine for either sides of it. I do think we just need to embrace both and understand what both are. I want to get to a little bit more what Iynala says, but I think me and Frank just listen. Y'all can call it what you want. Listen, it's just like when y'all women out there trying to call men thick. Men don't want to be called thick. We want to be called buff, brolic,
burly.
Heavy set. Without deep voices, so it sounds a little bit more masculine. He thick.
We got somebody else tapping in. Dane is a bit of a troublemaker. The paddles Dane is he a bit of a troublemaker.
He in the group going in.
Look, Dane, we're gonna jump to the next part of Iynala's episode because I know we got Dee's not gonna be able to hang out with her long because she's gotta be a mom and be responsible. So we only got her for a short time. So I want to jump to the next part.
You
gave me 1 day's notice, okay?
Masculine energy traits, the competitiveness, the assertiveness. Tell me how you would frame feminine traits. Aggressive.
Grace.
Aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive, not assertive. It's okay for a woman to be assertive. Grace, first of all. I think we've lost our grace. We move in such a harsh and hard way. Grace, compassion, nurturing, nourishing, elegance. How about majesty? How about divinity? How about holiness? This is not a language you hear coming out of most women's mouths, but they'll talk about being a boss, being a diva, being, in charge. And many of us are either not seated in our throne as queens, or we're in the throne and the crown is crooked. Meaning we're in the throne and we don't really know how to hold that place without the masculine aggressiveness and demanding and attachment. And it's killing us. It really is.
So in a recent interview with our dear friends over at the Breakfast Club, that went very viral for very good reason, you said that women are being trained to be men in skirts. I will acknowledge, I will say I was triggered. I was a hit dog, and I hollered to the entire production team to get you here today, because I actually think you're right. I think you're right, Iynala. I do think that I'll just speak for myself vulnerably. When I think of a masculine posture and what I would expect a man to do in my life, two things come top of mind, and they are provide and they are protect. And when my lived experience, and I think I'm still relatively young, I guess, but I'm 40 in September. So, you know, I've had some relationships, and I've yet to find a man who has shown, I mean, this includes even my father, who was absent. I've yet to have a male energy that provided or protected me consistently ever. So I think that I have taken on the reins to protect and provide for myself, because what I'm not going to do, Iynala, is be without. Baby, it's not happening.
Be without what?
So that would
without what?
be without protection, be without protection, and be without the necessities of life.
Okay.
But I say that with an invitation, Iynala, check me. Show me the error of my ways. Tell me how I might be missing it, because I might be.
Okay. I too am an alpha woman, so I understand what that means, and I.
Now before Iynala gets, so I see Dane about to hop out his damn chair over there. You know what I'm saying? He man, go ahead and jump in there, man. Damn, man, you boy.
I'll start off by saying I am pro-choice and I believe in balance. I don't believe in fairness. I don't believe in the right thing. I don't believe in just take the high road, like balance and pro-choice. And I also believe that there's definitely a certain level of decorum that we should carry ourselves with, especially if we're talking about our parents. I mean, personally, no matter how quote unquote bad I would say my relationship was with my mother or father growing up, I would never go on national TV and disparage them in that way. So that's why I was laughing. But yeah, like I just believe that we have to have a certain level of decorum when we're conducting ourselves, especially when we're on international TV, because no matter how much no matter what we feel about the situation, stereotypes are a real thing, and unfortunately, there are people who base their perception of us based on what they see. Personally, I live in California, Los Angeles, Inglewood specifically. But my grandparents, they're from the South. One's from Arkansas, one's from Louisiana. So every summer we would, travel down there. And so I was able just to see like real, I guess you could say the Jim Crow South growing up. But even then it was just like, I never saw, my no matter how bad, the situation was with my great grandparents, my grandparents or my great aunts, uncles, in regards to just how they conducted themselves, we would hear them yelling in their bedroom, but when they came out, there was a certain level of decorum that they moved with. And it's just like, I believe that's, kind of Iynala was alluding to, like, we've lost that, we've lost that sense of grace, that the sense of conduct. And it's like, I still believe in those things personally. I understand that a lot of people don't, but I know who I am in that regard. I'm very clear on what my values are. I'm very clear on what I want. I'm very clear on what direction I'm headed in life. So that's how I can say with confidence and conviction a lot of the times, what I say, because I'm not basing anything off myself or my personal experience. I like numbers. I read. I like math growing up and art. So I'm very intrigued and curious about the human experience. I study a lot of human evolutionary biology. So I purposely try to detach myself from these types of arguments and discussions, because I understand within my personal anecdotal experience that none of my friends have baby mamas. Like, out of 30 of my boys, I'll just say 30 of them that have kids, only 27 have 27 got married and have kids. Like, only 3 of them put the cart before the horse. So I don't now, but if I look at the broader, situation when it comes to just the Black community, then I know we got a lot of baby daddies and baby mamas out here. But that was just an example of again, like, the difference for my, I understand, like, I can't talk about my personal experience if I'm having a general conversation with people who I've never met before. I don't have a rapport with. So we have to stick to the fact. We have, in my mind, in my opinion, I'll say, I believe we have to stick to the data. We have to, based on what's available, as well as just use basic math. As Manuel was sharing, he shared a post earlier today about this very clip, and it's just, it's just fascinating to me that you could just look at the math alone to just help, many women understand that what their preferences are their preferences. Because again, pro-choice, but if you're not getting the outcome you want, then like a basic math equation will clear that up for you very, 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 very easily.
It definitely will. It definitely will. Give us your take on what Iynala and just kind of expressed right there, Nicole.
I mean, she's spot on.
No, I was asking Nicole. I was asking Nicole.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you good.
Well,
You good.
I will agree with you. I think that I say all the time, people lack couth these days. Just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should do it.
Exactly.
and I also believe that we are at a place of, I think it's a level of entitlement, and it's not just women. It's just people in general.
I agree.
Entitlement. And I think entitlement for a lot of women comes from, we went to school, we worked hard, we studied, you are entitled to the grade. You're entitled to the grade at the end of the class. Now, I remember being in college and having a professor that said, I am only giving 3 A's. 3. So that meant even if you were an A, if you weren't 99, 98, or 97, you weren't going to get that A. It was skewed, so you had to be an overachiever. Where today, people believe if I show up and I have a job, or I have this, or I have this education, I am entitled to this man. And you have to be, not what you have to be something, because that person has to want you as well. So I think there are a lot of soft skills that overachievers have not worked on.
I agree.
Yes, girl.
And it's
that is
yes.
an extremely good point. Because when when you talk about the soft skills that like you said, overachievers, it reminds me of your sports stars, right? They spend all these years in a bubble, grinding to learn their sport, grinding to learn their craft. You put them in front of a mic and have them interview people, and their social awareness and cues are just totally off and totally skewed. But go ahead, D. Give me. Oh, go ahead.
Say, I'm gonna use your exact example. Even with that, my son was at a tournament this past weekend in California. Okay, these are the best basketball players everywhere. And Allen Iverson has a team there, and I don't know who the star was, the former basketball player that was coaching that team, but he had a conversation with them in the locker room. These are the best of the best. And he's telling them, y'all have great talent, but you don't know how to be teammates. That's a soft skill. You have to know how to collaborate. You have to know how to trust other people. You have to know how to take criticism. We struggle as women with taking criticism, period, in general. Agreed. And these are just skills we need to work on if you want what you say you want.
I agree. Go ahead. Let me see who wants to jump in there next. One of y'all just jump in. Go ahead.
So I think back to kind of what Dane was saying about the grace, especially between our parents and grandparents. I think that was a bit nuanced, and it shouldn't be. One thing I stress with my ex-husband, yes, our kids have heard us argue and things of that nature, but sometimes we would actually sit them down and talk to them about some of the things that were going on between us. So, I mean, for them, they just saw us as great communicators because we may have been horrible to each other as a couple, but when it came to being a family, when it came to being a unit, we were team players all day. So that's what our kids saw. They didn't see this perfectness that when we got to our stage of divorce where they were like, oh my God, I didn't see this coming at all. They saw some of the disconnect, and we would talk to them about certain things. Because I think it's important for people to understand, especially from their parents and grandparents, that relationships aren't perfect. Sometimes you grow apart. Sometimes you figure it out. Sometimes things just aren't perfect. I think a lot of people have grown up seeing the Huxtables and seeing their parents never fight. And then when all the kids are out of the house, mom and dad get divorced, and they're sitting there like, well, what happened? I thought you guys loved each other. So there has to
best
be
friends.
balance. Right. That roommates, child.
Yeah.
There has to be balance between here's what a good relationship as teammates looks like. Here's what a good relationship looks like, period. There were, lots of years in my relationship with my ex-husband that he never showed me any type of public affection. And then there were years where he did. So the kids kind of got to see that a little bit, and I think it made more sense to them as they went out and meet their own mates. It was like, okay, I'm looking for these things. I'm not looking for this perfection. I'm looking for somebody who, even if I'm mad at them, this is still the person I want to talk to. This is still the person I'm going to cleave to. And even if we don't work out, and we have kids or something, we can still be friends. We can still co-parent. So I think there's balance there that we don't discuss enough in relationships because everybody's expecting this perfection. He better not cheat on me. If she got a friend in her inbox, she a hoe, all of this other stuff. And it's like relationships just aren't this perfect thing that we think should happen. For the people that's been married 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it's a lot those people have gone through. And I don't think
a lot they don't tell everybody about.
Right, because they be outside babies and everything, and you just know you got a new cousin at the cookout, and they're just family, and they really be family. But because people want to hide all of this stuff under the guise of, well, there's decorum, I think we are doing ourselves a disservice by not just addressing the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. It's no different than the family that hides the pedophile. We are hiding too many things from our children that end up damaging them as they grow, versus just being upfront. Hey, you were a one night stand, baby. My bad. But Daddy and I love you, and we're gonna take care of you. Things like that give so much clarity to this new generation of kids, and they're more comfortable in who they are because they're like, you know what? My parents got by on their mistakes. I'm gonna be all right too.
It's amazing that you say that because me and my pops, we've done more deep dives to who he was as a man before we came along and once we came along. And it's grown our relationship, it's grown my love for him, it's grown my respect for him, because as I would probably have naturally pedestalized my father, he keeps it real in a lot of ways and brings a lot of truth and says, hey, I had to get to that. The 40-year-old me that you knew wasn't the same as the 30-year-old me. Damn sure wasn't the same as the 20-year-old me. And he just kind of, somebody said, nah, Pops, he'll talk too much. I don't know who that is. That's somebody that know my dad. Trust me. That is somebody that knows.
It's the truth. Like when I teach class, when I go and talk to my students, I tell them because it took me 20 years to get my degree. And then I did a master's degree in a year, and here I am teaching y'all.
And that makes I want to get to the next segment that Iynala them go in on, because I think this might be going into the segment that got everybody up in their feelings all across social media.
I tell people all the time, I was a horrible mother. I was a great father. And I was a horrible mother because I'd never been mothered. So I didn't know how to affirm, how to nurture, how to nourish, how to guide. I knew how to direct, how to demand, how to discipline, and like you said, provide and protect. Those are masculine energies. And the distinction here is men build, women create. So we know how to build. We know how to get to the external and get the work done and drive and push and do it. We don't know how to be still, create it, and allow it to come to us. And I learned that when I lost everything. I learned how to create because I had already built and it all crumbled. The house, the husband, the job, the contracts, the professional career in the world, stripped of it all the attachments, the necessities of life the creature comforts, until I was stripped down to the bare bone. And then I had to learn how not to build. Build is external. Create is internal. And we as women have the power to create and attract anything we desire. But we don't get still. We won't shut up. And we manage everything through fear, control, and survival, as opposed to feeling, knowing, and blooming or flourishing. Complete different thing. But since we've never been trained, we haven't been trained, we haven't been taught. So we do it the way we were taught to do it, which is very masculine in nature.
And very external. I feel.
Now look, man. Hey, that should have been the viral clip. I don't care what anybody tells me anywhere. That should have been the viral clip. But no, of course, the woman saying that she doesn't want to date a bus driver, that goes viral. And then like, that should have been the viral clip, because that had all the meat to essentially what she's saying. I want to get Frank's take, and then I want to get Dee's take after Frank, because I know Dee, she's on a little bit of a clock.
Man, you can go ahead and just stop it right there. There's absolutely nothing to add to that, man. Lord, I almost knocked my phone over, man. I'm about to throw it across the room, man. Kick it to the front door, man. Like, hey, man, that was some damn poetry. What she just dropped there.
She memorized that. That either she freestyle hella good, or she memorized that one, and she been waiting to drop it. She been waiting. She been waiting to drop that one.
That thing been marinating, boy. That was in the crock pot. That thing that's well seasoned there, man.
Off the ball.
But I mean, it was just so good, man, and simple to where a child can understand it, man. Like, I don't know. I mean, given the history of our women in this country, they were forced into the position that they've grown into, because they've had to fend for themselves. I ain't saying all of them, but a good majority of them had to learn how to fend for themselves. So they had to imitate men, because they were trying to survive in a male-dominated space, which is society. So now it's just become this thing to where they feel like they have to project this pseudo macho personality in order to get what they want, and also in order to protect them, because they've been left coverless. Their mothers were left coverless. Their grandma was left coverless. So that's all they've been taught is to survive. So unfortunately, all that stuff that she was saying, man, it might not be. Well, I know for a fact it won't be in our generation to where that take root in our women. It's a lot of chipping away, a lot of history to repair before they can get to a place to where they can be women. So when niggas crying about, black women are masculine and all this stuff, dude, read a history book, connect the dots, and be patient with them. You know what I'm saying? So, that's it before I go off on a tangent. But
let me piggyback off what you said real quick, and then I'm gonna hand it to D. You make an extremely valid point, man, because like you said, read a history book, right? We seem to forget how not so long ago Rosewood was and Tulsa was, right? There was a point when you look back at Tulsa, and I know people are like, yeah, black people always bringing up Tulsa, but we don't have too many other points to reference, right? And so what people have to understand is that in order for men to truly lead in the capacity that we need to, for women to then follow, you have to provide more than just money. You as a man or as a group of men have to also provide the means by which for other men to provide. So look at other communities. The Asian can provide a job to where the Asian can come to work and provide for his family. The Middle Eastern man can provide a job to where his Middle Eastern brother can come to work and provide for his family. You can do this with every minority group and community, but we're one of the few minority collectives that have yet to accomplish that. And it's not because we never had a chance to, or it's not because we were incapable. It is due to white supremacy taking root, inflicting damage, and we have to pick up those pieces. And part of picking up those pieces is a house that's been divided for too long now for us to just snap our fingers and put in a couple of memes and take a viral talking point and a motherfucker that's on a podcast rating women thinking that's gonna fix it tomorrow. Nigga, please. It don't work like that. And it's never worked like that. And it won't, it just can't. I'm not gonna go too far.
All that's craziness.
But go ahead, D. Go ahead and jump on in there.
Man, like y'all just went. Y'all went. And guess what? My schedule just freed up. So
tell that baby to stay asleep. Tell that baby to stay asleep. No.
Actually, the daddy took the baby to go get her brother.
That's what I'm talking about. Damn daddy, you better. Yeah, dad.
It's I mean, I understand that I might be a little different and unique with my circumstances where I can't fully can't fully understand what this particular woman in this clip is going through, but I do realize what she is talking and what she's saying. I think sometimes it's being missed is like the things that she wants in a partner are the things that she didn't have as a father. Mm-hmm. And with Iynala, even got loud with Iynala, like her tone just like kicked up.
Yep.
And Iynala is staying level. It kicked up. She was like, I will not be without the necessities and I will not be protected because she's gone protected too long in her childhood. I'm sure she saw her mother unprotected, if she has a sister unprotected, and other women in friends and other female family members or women family members have gone unprotected. And so I understand why she's saying what she's saying. However, there's some healing that I think that needs to take place. It's not our fault, but it's our responsibility to start the healing.
That
I'm gonna say it one more time just for anybody listening. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to do the healing. And the healing is not instantaneous, it's not quick, it's not linear. It's a process and some things that need to take place before you get into a relationship. Just hearing a lot of the things that she is saying, the things she didn't get in a father, she's looking for in a partner, but she needs to heal some of those things so that way the mistakes of her father isn't put onto her partner.
Ooh, man, we damn
and then holding him to a standard that or to mistakes that he didn't make.
Shit, your dad didn't do it. You expect me to come up and do it? You got me. Listen.
Right. And so, and she said she's 40 plus. So it'll take her maybe even longer to even get to a healthier place where, yes, I would like a provider. But what does that mean now? Am I only looking for a financial provider, or am I looking for a man to provide me peace where I can work option? But I don't have to grind anymore. I don't have to hustle. But if I want to, I can. But it's no longer mandatory. Is someone who will make my day-to-day either. Like, so now what is he providing now? Now our juxtaposition and our thought process of what a provider is now shifts a bit. Right? Because you can provide for yourself. You can take care of yourself. But now what are you looking for in a provider? So those are things I'm talking about this particular woman since we're using this clip as a reference.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so those are some things that we need to start figuring out and start healing, and then realizing, hey, we got some mommy issues. We both maybe got some father issues, and start dealing with that. As a married woman, I was very selective, and I wanted a really, really good father for my children. But what does that look like? So that's something that I had to figure out what that looked for me. What did a great husband look like? Somebody who can provide a 6-bedroom house, but he's gone all the time, but he's not here to help, or someone who helps with the day-to-day with our children and stuff like that, who knows I'm on a podcast and took the baby to go get
I
our
know.
son.
Look at him. Shout him out, man. Shout that man out. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? I swear, I pick some good women for the panel, don't I? Boy, I be picking some good ones. Boy, damn.
So those are things that we need to evaluate. You showed me the clip where she said no, she wouldn't date a bus driver, but she would date him if he owned the bus.
Hold on. Don't jump ahead on that one, because we gonna get there. We gonna get there. I want to get Remy's new on the block. He all late today. I don't know. He just came off of a date. He either just came off of a date or he just got done being a freak. You never know. Look at that smile on his face. When a dude come up with that kind of smile on his face, you know he just got done eating the man. I don't give a damn what he's talking about.
Hey, just tell that man business.
Look at him. Look at that big ass Joker smile. Yeah, I know what you've been doing, boy.
Being mannish.
So my take on the situation is, hey man, I agree. I agree with was it D?
Yes.
Yeah, D. I agree with D. It seems as if the person is trying to make her partner fill in for the places where her dad left out. But I don't know if this is off the subject or this is. Hopefully it aligns with the subject. Some people may not have grown up with seeing again with that affection in the household and things of that nature, or may not even have seen or have an idea what that is. So they romanticize that idea. So hey, you know what? I don't know what a perfect relationship looks like, but hey, you know what? This is how I want to. This is almost like I want to show okay, for instance, like, hey, I want to show my mom what a healthy relationship looks like. So I'm gonna take care of this lady like I think she should have been taken care of. And that could be a situation there, you know what I mean? But again, it just like I said, I agree with D and what she was saying.
Yeah. I do think people when your parents or your home life or when you grow up and you don't have good examples, you playing Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head, right? If you take a kid will take a potato and they'll start sticking lips where the eyes is and sticking, and you like, hey man, but they're just imagining. But imagine a full-grown adult, and kids and the kids see good and damn well the lips ain't right here. They see that daily. But imagine a full-grown adult that's just never seen a fully functioning nuclear dynamic in its healthy form, and they're going out into the world. They wouldn't know that shit if it was the bus driven by the man that you don't want to date and it ran smack dab over you. They wouldn't damn know. Anyway, jump on.
Not to cut your wisdom off, brother, but think about. I'll take it a level deeper. My let me see. My grandmother, my mother's mother, she had 9 daughters. Out of all, they all had basically sons and daughters. But out of, let's just say it's 25 of us, 30 of us. Out of all of us, my brother and I are the only ones who ever grew up and woke up and saw a man wake up and go to work. Their whole lives. So I have male and female cousins who have never woke up in the house with a man that got up and went to work. They've never seen it ever.
Wait. Hold on. So okay, I'm gonna ask you.
Never.
What you just said.
So you're saying all those family members never actually had a man in the home that they saw
never
get up and take the guy.
Never. Never seen it. My male cousins and my female cousins have never woke up in the house with a man that woke up and went to work and came home at night. They've never experienced it.
have they woke up in the house and seen a man at the house?
Right.
I'm pretty sure whatever dude was stabbing their mom out.
Yeah, and that's a pretty valid question. The reason I say that is because again, like, you know, I've always said to myself, I don't ever want to be that nigga leaving the house. I don't want your kids to see me at all, because once they get to a certain age, if I see them out, I don't ever want them to put me in correlation to the fact that I was at their house or whatever the case may be going on. So, like, again, I don't ever want to be in that situation. That's why I would ask a question like that, you know?
So listen. I didn't give a damn whether you saw me downstairs drinking the Kool-Aid out the pitcher. If your son or daughter came downstairs, I'm big rain from there. You want some little nigga? You want? Do you listen? Do you know how many doors I knocked on with a pizza in my hand with a $5 $5? What's it? Hot and ready? Bring that little motherfucker.
Let me give you a twist on that aspect of it. So my mom, you know, I had wasn't one of those. So I did see that my whole life. But you know, as to your point, my mom, she did have guys coming over, and I think something that, you know, a lot of times when it specifically comes to like having little boys is that I vividly remember all of these men coming in and out of my life and wondering, like, why are they leaving? And then my mom telling me, like, oh, you know, like we're just, you know, well, I would imagine it was something about their, you know, their interpersonal relationship, their intimate relationship. But the point I'm making is that every time she brought some man into my life, like in my mind, like that was a new leader or just a new mentor. A mentor is probably a better word. But then to know that my new mentor is no longer in my life because of some personal issue like that, as a little boy, I remember like I was just like, damn, because I'll be like, well, when's Manuel coming back, Mom?
Whoa, hey, no, wait,
wait, coming back.
Hey, bro, I just can't.
Hey, because Manuel was coming with the pizzas. He was showing me how to make Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? He was showing me how to put my Lego set together.
That didn't work.
He showed me how to play Madden.
This did not go the way. God damn, he flipped that right around. You know, damn. You.
That's unfortunate because I mean, as women and men, when you start these relationships with kids, people don't realize how that affects the child.
Absolutely.
I started raising my stepson when he was 2. His father and I broke up when he was 4. Who still called that boy? I did.
Yeah.
His mama would still call me. Hey, he wants to talk to you. He called me on Skype when I was in the hospital and played me a song on his recorder. His father and I weren't even together then. Then when we ended up back together and we got married, the bond just continued to grow. So I've been in my stepson's life since he was 2. Been in my stepdaughter's life since she was 4.
How old is he now?
She's 17. Even though her father and I are no longer together, we got divorced back in March. She's coming to live with me in a month because she's like, you know, I miss you. I want to stay with you rather than my father or my mom. Okay, come on. Those are still my kids.
How does her mother feel about that?
Well, in the beginning, her mom was fine, but when we got married, whew,
right.
Yeah, boy.
What do you think that she got mad? She felt some kind of way after. Sorry, do you think she felt some kind of way after you got married?
Oh yeah, she did.
Yes.
And a lot of it revolved around she was not in a place where she was comfortable at the time. So she felt like we gave her daughter a better life, so we pulled her away from her. And it's like, no, we're giving her the same life all the kids have. You know, yes, we just had more resources than she had. So it was more about her being uncomfortable in her situation than us. Now that her daughter's an adult, you know, she's like, I get it. I understand you and her have a bond that I don't on certain things. So she does gravitate to me a little bit more than she does either of her parents.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because, you know, when she first came, I provided that nurturing that she was seeking as a child. She was like 9. And I would hold her accountable, but still be nurturing at the same time. So when you have people moving in and out of children's lives, us as adults, we have to be very conscious of what bonds we allow to grow. Because if that person isn't like me, where if I ain't with your daddy no more, fuck them kids, that wasn't me. But a lot of people are that way. If with all the like auntie and I do on Facebook with people and their children, if I build a relationship with somebody's child, I'm there, period. If I ever stepped in day one, I'm going to continue to be there. But most people aren't like that. So we have to be real conscious of who we bring in and out of our homes. Because no, everybody's not going to always be together. A lot of us are out here co-parenting, but it does take a village. You just have to invite the right people into your space.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a very fortunate and rare situation, because typically the mother wouldn't be on board, and then if you got a divorce from the father, he wouldn't be on board. So it's just like the fact that.
Well, I think with all those years though, because
it's been a lot of years.
Yeah. I would say if similar to me and my ex. Y'all know my ex. Y'all know good and well Toya is gonna still be tight with Corey because she was there when Corey was this big. You know what I'm saying? So I do think there's something about the length of time that makes a big difference. I didn't meet my stepson until me and his mom were dating for a significant amount of time. Like he didn't, like, I had to give him the math. Like, yeah, me and your mom was at it for like months before I was allowed to come and introduce myself. And that's very good because there's been nobody else. And that speaks to Dane's point. That speaks to Sheffy's point, that you got to be very careful about those men, those people, those individuals who walk in now. I wanted to get Nicole's take real quick on what on your perspective on this.
Well, there's so many things that we've talked about in this little segment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going back, just as a brief, going back to the woman and her last father in the house. Two things I want to talk about there. Number one, she is missing something. There's a hole she's trying to fill, but she watched her mom, who didn't have that productive relationship, so she doesn't even know what a relationship looks like. The give and take, the compromise, how to talk to a man, how those things kind of work. And she's looking for what she didn't have in an area where there are a lot of men today who didn't grow up with their fathers. So you're asking them to be what they never even saw. At least she saw a mom. However her relationship is with her mom or her viewpoints of it, imagine asking a woman to be a woman without ever watching a woman. That would be crazy. But we are asking men to be all of these things that they may not have even saw growing up. So that's one perspective I want to bring up. And then again, I believe I am either hashtag such a mom or hashtag no one's mommy. My ex-husband and I co-parent very well. 1 week on, 1 week off, the best of both worlds. And I'm in the separation of church and state. I'm not about to bring random men around my sons because I have 3 sons. I am raising men, and I want them not only to always respect their father's role, who their father is in their life, but I want them to also respect their mother's decisions in men. I want them to look at me and be like, oh, well, number one, I don't ever want them to be like, mom needed saving. She just took somebody because she needed somebody to save her. But I want them to see, if I'm bringing someone around you, it's somebody who can grow you in an avenue. Somebody that I respect, therefore you respect. Somebody who can add value to their life and the men that I want them to grow into be. And again, there are plenty of times, I was blessed enough to see my mother with my father growing up, and then divorce, seen her on her own for a while, and then her remarry and watch, see her in love again. And that is a blessing to be able to see your mom
Absolutely
in love.
It is. Absolutely it is.
But I know what it's like to see my mother date somebody who was interested in her, but not necessarily interested in us. And I never want that for my sons. I always want to be able them to always look at me and respect the decisions I make in the men or the man or whoever I choose to be with. So just keep it separate until you're sure. And at that point, it doesn't mean that they make it to the line, because how they interact with your children might end up being the deal breaker. It just don't work. Some people say do it up front. I was dating, I went on a date about a week ago, and he was like, I just believe in upfront. That way you can see whether the interaction is good or not. And I'm like, well, I have no problem meeting someone else's children. How you choose to parent, that's your business. I've met plenty of men's children, but that isn't the way I parent. Because again, I'm raising sons who I want to respect not only women but their mother. And that's it.
I like that, man. Because that's that's totally valid. Because those day ones, those earlies, it can last forever, and it can be a repeated thing of a bunch of men. There was a lady, and I'm gonna get to you, Dane. You had something to say, so I'm gonna come back to you. There was a friend of mine, and she said the worst feeling that she would have when she would date was if she finally brought a man around her son and they would just kind of treat him like he was a piece of furniture in the room. Like just kind of move in, move through. Hey, what's up? And I'm kind of sort of joking. I didn't really give kids the deuces. I personally always, real talk. I'm not trying to save face. I personally always preferred, I don't even want to meet them, because if I meet them and then and so when she said that they treated my son like, there was a few guys that treated her son like a piece of furniture. So then she went the reverse. She didn't introduce nobody to that boy. That boy grew up with just her, and now she dates, and she just didn't want to allow anybody in his life because of the few interactions were just not interaction that she could respect and appreciate. But go ahead, Dane. You wanted to say something?
No, I was just going to say I had to add an amendment to my statement, my previous statement, based on what Nicole said, because I said a lot of my relatives, they never saw a man. But I do recall my aunts would always bring these guys to like the family functions, and to me, like, I think that was worse, because it was like I never saw them bring a man that me personally I was like, I want to be like him. It was just like I never want to be like him. Like,
that fool came for a plate of liquor.
It was just wild growing up. So I brought that up because, again, I just know that a lot of men don't they don't know what they really don't know. All they have is what they see on TV. Now, I'm not saying that's an excuse, because I don't believe we're responsible for how we're born, or the situation we're born into, but we're responsible for pulling ourselves out of it. I think someone kind of alluded to that earlier.
Yeah. D talked about the healing.
Yeah, the healing. So it's just like, personally, like as far as my boys, like you said, the ones that we all had some crazy situations, but I be on them, because it's just like, I'm not that kind of guy where I'm just gonna allow people in my vicinity that's saying they want to do stuff, but I know that they're not taking no action. It's like, I'm gonna kick you out before I'm gonna just allow you to stay. But I'm here to help. Like, I'm definitely here to help. But I can only take you as far as you believe you can go. I might think you can get to level 100, but if you can only see yourself getting to level 10, then that's just what it's gonna be. It is what it is. But to what Nicole was saying, it's just like, I think as adults, we're conscious of the type of people, like men and women, that we do bring into these kids' life, because these kids, because I remember, like, I had I mean, you guys said it, but I had a bond with those men that it's just like, I'm still trying to figure out what happened to what was it, Greg Winchell and not Sam.
Hey, wait, what happened to him?
But it's just like, I'm like, so in a sense, it's like I never got closure, in a sense, from those relationships or those bonds that I formed. So just imagine if a little boy or and even for the little girls, it's just like, whether they're seeing guys or girls come in, it's like these things matter to these little kids. And if we as adults, if we're not conscious of the bond that is being formed and talking to the kid, and because a lot of times it was times where I thought it was me, like, oh, did I do something that is to why he doesn't want to come around no more? And of course, mom is just like, no, it's not you. But again, as a kid, it's like we still think, we're still trying to figure it out. And but we need our parents to give us the I call it that advanced knowledge, kind of like the foretelling of the future, because if we don't, then as kids, we're just making stuff up and we're thinking that that's the reality. And then we just believe this stuff, and then we become an adult and we believe in things that ain't even real. But because we never really had an adult kind of like reel us back in, we take those beliefs into our relationships, into adulthood, and we wonder why we can't make anything work.
Before I go into the next part of Iynala's clip, to put a bow on this a little bit, I want to talk about a really good father-son reaction that I did see on TV. It was when Yvette had what's his name from Baby Boy? Who was Snoop's character? Can't remember his name. Snoop. Snoop was over there.
Not Calvin.
Snoop,
Rodney.
It was when Yvette had Rodney over there, and Yvette, it's not really beautiful, but the little boy was sitting there in his little fort, and he woke up and he said, "Hey, little man, you got you a fort." And the little dude had an attitude with Rodney. Rodney ain't did nothing but ask the little dude straight up, "Hey, man, you built you a fort?" And the little dude wanted to have an attitude with Rodney. So what Rodney do? He walked up. He said, "Fuck your fort. Take this fort over." He said, "My bad. That's terrible. That's a really terrible example." But he kicked that little man's pillow fort over, and the little man said, "I hate you." He said, "I hate you too, little nigga." That's horrible. That's horrible. I hope that didn't happen to you, Dane. I really do. That's what I'm saying. I hope that wasn't the situation.
Hey man,
I'm gonna play this next clip.
That nigga Rodney preparing that man for the world.
That's
whole world out here, man.
You are describing me to a T, Ms. Iynala. Now, is this why you are conducting a rites of passage program so that women, all of Black women in particular, can learn to create?
Women, so that we can learn our authentic power, that we can learn the distinction between a powerful woman and a woman in her power. There's a distinction, but there are skills and tools and practices and processes that we have to learn. At every age, the 20s have a process, the 30s have a process, the 40s have a 50, 60. We each have a process. And if you don't learn your 20 process, you're going to be doing it at 50. If you don't complete your 30 process, you're going to be doing it at 60. And that means you'll be running on overdrive instead of seated in your power. Yes. And the secrets are there. They come from our culture. They come from our history, but no one has taught us. So me, as a descendant of Africans and Native Americans, I have a very lovely blend and mix. And I just, for a long time, I didn't do it because women in general, they don't want to hear. They think their way is right. And I'm crazy when I say sit down, shut up, and listen, and you can create what you want. They don't want to hear that.
Well, I want to hear it. So tell me when the sign up is. I don't want to miss it. Let me know when you're taking registrations because I am curious. I had a very lovely single Black mother, and I'm going to get to the statistics on single Black motherhood and family life. But she was, by definition, more of a father figure in terms of providing and protecting. And I think that's very common. So according to the U.S. Census, Iynala, 23% of households in the country are single-parent households, and we know 80% of them are led by women. How does this affect the child? Both little girls, little boys, non-binary children. How does that frame their expectation of women when the mother is in charge?
It all depends on what the mother or the woman demonstrates about being a woman. If she's demonstrating that it's hard and it's rough and nobody's helping me and I got to do this and you got to do it this way, then that's what the children are going to get. If she's angry because she's alone, if she's desperate because if she's not conscious, if she's not careful. I mean, when I look at the damage that I did to my children, not being clear about who I am as a feminine expression of the chief architect and creator of the universe, when I understand that I didn't know that and how to tap into that and the damage I did to my children, who I love with all my heart. As soon as I discovered how off I was, I confessed it to them and asked them to watch me as I rebuilt who I was. And I'm still very alpha, but I'm in my throne and my crown is straight.
Okay. I'm looking forward to straightening my crown, Dr. Iynala. Let me ask you this. Let's get to the logistics, though. Let's get to the logistics. We know that Black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Iynala. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhDs. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out-earning men in 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it. When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man, so I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Iynala, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself. My son got his first job when he was 9. 9, okay? Because you're a Black man, you will know how to take care of yourself. But I think the way we measure it, it's just obsolete.
I think that's a factual analysis.
First of all, I think we finna indict Iynala on some child labor laws because ain't no damn 9-year-old supposed to be working like no man in the United States. I don't know. I'm finna do the math on Mama Iynala, and when I find out that little boy should have been working 9, we're gonna have a different conversation. But go ahead, D. I know D been stewing on this one. D been wanting to get in on this one.
So yeah, this is the part of the clip that I saw earlier today, and I am like seething, and I'm like, oh, just like So the issue that I have is when Iynala said, well, not with Iynala, she asked the lady, hey, would you date a bus driver? And she said if he owned the bus. And I think that's her skewed view of this provider that she has in her head. Because just hypothetically, let's say he owned the bus. Well, if he's not if he owns the bus and he has to drive it, he's probably early in his businesshood, right? Being an entrepreneur, that means that's less time for you, ma'am. So he ain't got no time to date. So he has other priorities. However, if he's a bus driver, hey, how long has he been with the county or the city? He might have some seniority. He might also have some benefits. He also might have
You got some vacation time.
Right. You know, he got 40 paid leave days a year. He got 3 weeks of sick pay. He's vested. The county's matching in his 401k. Okay. Because he has seniority. He can now take the best shift, be home by 3, pick up the kiddo, and start dinner. So again, what does it mean for a provider? What is he providing you? You want him just to provide your lifestyle, or you want him to provide some peace of mind, a nice home to help contribute to the peace of home, because that's what we women often do. But it just pissed me off where she was like, well, if he owned the bus, and it's just like, the logic isn't there with that one. it just wasn't, and and then it's like, okay, let's say he does provide 6 figures, not as a bus driver, but any other profession. Because I looked it up in California, and that's not quite it. But but what does it matter if he's a provider and he's emotionally inept? He shuts down, communication's poor. Whenever there's a problem, he flees. He doesn't handle adversity very well. He's combative with you. He doesn't have any accountability. To me, you're not even speaking to the character of the man. So him being a provider is null and void.
Girl, you better.
What's the point? You got a provider, but he brings chaos in the home. That don't make no sense.
With them clapping hands there, Manuel.
Hey, man, my bad.
I wish I had like.
Hey, man, shit.
He's a provider, but you don't even want to be at home now. You're trying to run away. You're trying to work now.
If I'm a bus driver, by default, I already got a ride. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is get to the bus stop. You know what I'm saying? Just come on around here, man. You and your kids. Listen, some of y'all, there's a lot of y'all women that got multiple kids. If you got 8 kids by 8 different dudes, if you run around and you a whole Wendy's 4 for 4 and that man drive a bus, you think he can't get them kids on that damn bus ring? Man, come on, man. Oh, y'all making wise up into here.
Man, look.
So that's what I feel like. Even if she had somebody in her face, she still don't even know what she's looking for. It's not clear to her, in my opinion. It's not. This man could come make $250,000 and she'd just be okay. But the quality of the man, she's not vetting. She's not getting to know him. She said in an earlier clip that when she is on a date and she's trying to gather information, because that's what dating is, she's not even doing it properly because they feel like they're in being interrogated. So you can't even extrapolate the information that you need to even make an educated decision on if this person is viable for you, if this is the provider for you. So she still doesn't even know how to date. You don't even know how to get the men that you're trying to obtain, because you don't even know how to go about
it. And Frank said 40 years old and no
You're
shit.
Right.
But
Iynala said there's work to be done. Right, but Iynala said there's work to be done in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s. She didn't do that work when she was in her 20s. She's having to do it in her 40s. She didn't learn how to date properly. She didn't know how to what questions to ask and how to ask them. And when you spend time with someone, spend quality time, not just be chatting on the phone. I'm gathering information. If I dated a guy and he had been married before, I never asked him why he got divorced. Because you want to know why? He knows why he got divorced. He has a canned response. He's used to answering that question. Why did you get divorced? Oh, we just grew apart, or she was, she did this, or, she worked too much, and, she didn't let me be the man. My question always was, what did you do to save your marriage? Threw them off every time, because they've never been asked that. What did you do to save your marriage? That was a commitment that you made to that woman and to your family. What did you do to save it? I understand it didn't work. You got the divorce. Tell me what you did to save it.
I wish you would have asked me some shit and I was dating in the game. I'd have knocked over every drink on that damn table.
But it's a good question.
It is. But then it told me a lot, right? It told me off the bat, are you listening to what I'm asking you? Because 80% of the time they tell me why they got divorced. Okay, so now you're not listening, because I ain't asked you why. I asked you what you did to save your marriage. And then I also want to know, are you in the mindset to do it again? Do you want to do it again? What would you do differently? What did you do? Was it ineffective? Was it effective? So I'm learning a lot now about you and then it also lets me know, are you going to be accountable? Because she might have did something, she might not. maybe her actions played off of yours, but it also lets me know the accountability factor, because it does take two to get married and does take two to get divorced. So
Absolutely.
it's telling me a lot. That's why I asked that one question is telling me 10 things about you.
Mhm.
I always believe
she don't know how to vet information. She don't know how to get it.
No, I was gonna say, D, like you hit the nail on the head in my opinion, because I always tell people, if you know how to ask the right questions, people will tell you everything that you want to know about them without them even realizing that they're telling you.
Absolutely, man. In the dating phase, and I talk about the dating phase a lot because I was married for a stretch, single for a stretch, and then remarried. And then when you change locations and different, and you actually go on dates, these real questions, when you sit down with the right person and just start having the right conversation, and I'm joking, but in seriousness, those kind of questions that get asked that have that nuance to them brings out way more than just having a list of check off stuff that that you think. Because if a woman asks, hey, do you want to get married again? It's easy for me to say, yep, because I know that's what she wants to hear. But like you said, if you ask it the other way, hey, what do you asked about an outlook, asked about something more nuanced, and it works. But I want to get Frank, because I think he wants to jump in there with response to Iynala and with response to D.
Man, it's extremely sad at how many women that I've seen defending this chick with the sour look on her face. She kept
Ebony.
Yeah, Ebony. She kept sucking that lemon.
I can't remember her name either. So thank you, Ebony.
Well, she had a mouthful of lemons, man. Mouthful of crybabies. That face so damn sour.
She did it.
Yeah.
That's why I kept laughing.
The thing is, what I kept seeing in defense of her that was so overwhelming. How y'all get mad at her preference? How y'all get mad at her preference?
Because she complaining.
How do you, after what Iynala just explained to her, all that you got from that is her preference?
Because they watched the 3-minute clip. I'm telling you, they didn't go that far.
She didn't watch the 3-minute clip. Iynala told so much more. I mean, the whole basis of it is trapped in a lot of women's egos that I have accomplished this, so I deserve that. Boom. You don't even know what you want. You want a 6-figure man, but you want him to be home to date you. How, sis? How?
Right.
These things don't compute.
Right.
And when you do get this 6-figure man truck driver, now you cheating on him because he ain't never home, but he on his own truck.
Right. He make that 6 figures.
You can't
your
want
conversation
that man
over phone and text.
Right.
But go ahead, Nicole. Go ahead, Nicole.
Right.
That scarcity, and I always tell people, again, I'm speaking through my experience. I can't speak for anybody else's experience. Okay. But my ex-husband and I went to college together. Neither one of us had 2 nickels. We worked our way through. I was a teacher, so I would stay home, with the kids, and he would move, travel, get promotions, whatever. I'ma hold it down, and he moved up. Okay. People don't understand with 6 figures comes 6-figure problems.
Right.
And PD Jakes, I might not be I don't go to the Potter's house, but one of his sermons that stuck with me, he said, you got what you wanted, but now you don't want what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand what comes with things. You say you want this man, I can't tell you the number of women who talk about high value men, not men of high values. Those are different.
Yes.
Say not men of high values, because men of high values are different.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Than a high value man. But you want this check, but you don't understand what comes with that. And because they've never had it, it's like I said before, you're trying to get to something you've never even seen before. But once you see it, you're in it, then you realize, oh wait, it's not everything it's cracked up to be. There, you have to have, and again, with this woman, she understand relationships. You don't understand the give, the take, the compromise, or else it would have mattered what this man's character was or what their compatibility was. If she, I'm going to be honest. If you like, I like nerd like things. I like stocks and financials and I like talking about macroeconomics. That's not for everyone.
I don't even know what that is.
So if I'm talking to you about cryptos and you're like a dude that you're like bored with it, we're just not going to be compatible. It's not anything wrong. It's just we're not compatible. It's
right.
It's like the regular iPhone 1 and iPhone 14. They're not on the same iOS systems. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? They might not just they're not on, the languages are not the same. But the underlying value, the underlying systems, those are things you should be looking for. Is he honest? Is he accountable? Does he does his word carry weight? If he's doing something, does he follow through? Those are things that matter. Job can come and go. There are a lot of people who are sitting in white collar jobs that when AI comes, they ain't gonna have no jobs. But collar workers are still gonna have jobs out here working. So again, that's
my man.
Oh, never my bad.
That's a really those are really valid points. One of the things I thought about and I said on a post was, you want this man that gets this bag and gets to this money, and a lot of time there's a lot of time invested. This means when you see your homegirls going on brunch dates with they booze on the weekend, and then they having date night the next week or the day before, that usually is a man who has a lot more time on his hands to give away. And then they like to fantasize, well, all men that make six figures ain't got to work a whole lot of time. All men that make six figures, I know men that make six figures that work from home. They're going to come with every variable possible to sort of say, I can still get everything I want instead of having to make a decision about what's most important. Go ahead and jump in there, Remy. Remy can't hear. What are you doing, man?
I hear you. What'd you say?
I said, go ahead and jump in there.
Hey man, if she wanna do with six figures, man, or if she wanna date the person that don't the bus, go for it. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, you're gonna have a smaller pool to pick from, and you're gonna have to be of top quality for that individual to pick from. So it can't be a damn thing wrong with you if you want the bus driver or the person who will own the bus. It's cool, but understand that person that own the bus come with options. You understand? And hey, she gotta be holding her own, and she gotta definitely be a 6-figure match or owner match to keep up. I mean, but again, I don't really find anything wrong with what she's saying. Hey, if she wants somebody that owns a bus, hey, she just gonna have to have her ducks in a row. And yo, go for it. Shoot for the stars. Will she get it? I really don't think that she will. I really don't.
But she sounds like a walking contradiction, right? When you say that you got the degree,
and those individuals get fucked. So
that's what they get. And you know what? And you know what? See, and here's the dichotomy. I see so many women talk. I get those men too. Yeah, ma'am. They're fucking you, and then they're going on about their business. You think those men are options? They are not.
They're not an option.
One thing about a man. Men will stick their dicks in things that are not long-term.
They just put inquiries on your whole facts, man.
As bad as it may be, as bad as y'all may think it is, that man will lay down with you. He got the bag, he got the high rise, he got another place somewhere else, he got the cars, he got the lifestyle that you know, and he gonna knock you off and have you believing that you're part of that until you just, okay, I'm on to the next. And then she will think that's her lane. No, that's not your lane. That's sexual attention. That's not relationship.
That was your vacation.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was your vacation from reality.
But again, see, the thing is, I'm not gonna knock her. See, the thing is, you just got to live both sides of the situation. And at one point, hey, going for that person that has it all. If that person is in your reach, go for it, man. Go for the stars. But man, you got to be an individual of quality. You have to be able to represent yourself when you get there. Because again, if I'm a high value man and I'm choosing for somebody that's going to I'm choosing somebody that's going to represent me, going to represent the business moves that I make, represent all the decisions that I'm going to make in the relationship and outside the relationship, business wise and non-business wise. If you're going to be a perfect match for me, we have to be aligned on so many situations that it may be just very hard for some people just to keep up. You know what I mean? So in that sense, I say go shoot for the stars, but make sure that you have your ducks in a row.
I don't.
But,
Don't shoot for the stars.
You say, wait, don't shoot for the stars.
No, because you ain't got enough gas to get there. And that's the problem.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No.
Understand this, Sheffy. When I say shoot for the stars, go for it. If you want to hide, like you say, if you want somebody that's more caring, that's going to add more value to the household, whatever the case may be, go for it. Go for whatever you want. Hey,
that's
shoot for the
fine,
stars.
but be realistic.
Okay, look, so I'm all for going for what you want, but don't come off like a walking contradiction. You can't lead with all of your accolades. You take care of everything. You got all these degrees, PhDs, and then you're like, I want a provider.
But that's like 80% of women today. That's 80% of women today.
Right.
That is literally the problem.
Right. So it's like you got it all. So why you need him to top what you're doing if that's how you're leading?
Right.
Well,
or
you
then he needs to
as a
provide
man
something else. Because now you look crazy. And then why would he want to provide for you if you can already provide for yourself at the level you want to already?
As a man, if I can't unite with you and I can't see the bigger picture with you,
right?
I'm not even considering a bigger picture. You have to understand, I got to see, like, hell, look.
But that's as a man, but the women aren't thinking realistically is the problem. Like when I say I want a provider for me, provide my peace. I make the money. I've already done that part.
I believe that your situation is so unique because
but it's not as unique as you think. I mean, granted, yes, there's a small pool of women that make what I make, but there's enough of us out there that are struggling to date.
Right, and I think, and that's what I think Sheffy is saying. Y'all are both saying the same thing in a way. A lot of y'all are saying the same thing, is that Sheffy is saying the money don't matter as much to her because she can place all the priority on the other stuff. And so what Sheffy is saying, if I, as a woman, if the money doesn't matter to me because I got it, I can place all my emphasis on the other. Why
but you have to understand,
women do that?
These other women are being paid to be in a relationship. So it's a whole different aspect. Sheffy's in this relationship because she might like this guy. These other women are being actually financed to be in a relationship. Hey, you got to provide this, you got to provide this, and you got to provide this in order for me to fuck with you.
That's modernized hoeing. That's all it is.
Wait. Let me
gentrified hoeing.
Hold on. Nicole finna tap in.
I'm tap in. May my mother rest in one of the biggest pieces of advice she ever gave me growing up. She says, as I was going off to college, she was like, you're going to date, you're going to find somebody, whatever. She says, but understand this, if you marry for money, you will earn every penny.
Woo!
You to let that one.
Gotcha.
Listen, literally,
there are women out here who married for money, are dating for money, and they are earning every single penny.
Yep.
I feel that. 1,000%.
It's stressful, and you see this all the time. Like you see these billionaires getting divorced, and women, how you divorce a billionaire? Who cares about the stupid money? Because at the end of the day, we all gonna die and we're gonna be broke in the ground, right? So while I'm living, can I have some peace? Now you ain't gonna Myrtle Beach me to death, but we got enough money to go to Jamaica or something. But are you my peace? Can I take off my CEO hat from coming from a meeting where a bunch of white men have talked to me like I'm a dog and come home to my husband who is going to cradle me and say, baby, I love you. That is way more important to me than you trying to get my hair. And I wear this as my hair. I don't need no hair done, and I ain't got no nails on either. So no, I don't need the money. I don't care nothing about that. But when I come through this door, can I be in my womanhood completely? That is what I care about.
And yeah, but again, you're very unique. Like 80% of the, like 75, you're 5%. Like 95% of women do not give a damn about.
Well, you know what? You know what? On the best conversation, we gonna bring them to the light without calling them all kind of reckless names and being disrespectful. We just gonna give them perspective. Somebody one day gonna listen up and make some sense, because as opposed to a bunch of dudes beating them on the head and shoving a red pill down their throat and manosphering them to death, we ain't got to do it like that. You know, a simple conversation and them getting some perspective to realize there's so many things more important. And I always say this: people aren't lying. When I share these same thoughts out, I tell women, I said, well, y'all think these women are lying? Y'all think the matchmakers are lying? Y'all think the therapists are lying? Y'all think the dating coaches are lying? And y'all think y'all womanhood is lying? I will literally share I've stopped using my own words at this point. I'm almost to the point where I just want to drop a clip by a woman and say, argue with her. Oh, and here, argue with the data. And so that's a black woman that's tripping. So you want to argue with a black woman? You want to argue with a woman of another race, or do you want to argue with facts? Which one? Because they all lining up saying the same thing. I want to jump into another subject though, because man, listen, we done gave the women some smoke by default, and I know we don't try to do that all the time too often, but they kind of got it by default, right? But we finna get on the dudes. We finna get on the dudes a little bit here, because I want to talk about this fear of rejection that men have in this day and age, and it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and this lady speaks about it, and she says what she said about it. And I got two different examples I want to use. I want to use what this lady is talking about, and then I want to use an example of a man out there taking some rejection and then powering through it. I actually got a clip of that.
Women are failing men.
But hold on, here's the lady
first.
That
no man is approaching you is because of you, not them. I did the dirty work and asked men why they were afraid to talk to you, and got over 5,000 responses. And there was definitely a common theme. Let's read some. I would say fear of rejection and being humiliated in front of everyone. I am not worthy enough to talk to women. I just have nothing to offer them except boring, normal life. Rejection paralyzes me. Current culture feels like I will be perceived as a creep for talking to a girl I don't know. Mostly it's the fear of rejection, like I'm bothering them somehow. Rejection maybe. Ending up on TikTok, if you get my drift. Worried about being judged for not meeting the woman's appearance standards. So to the ladies, do better. The environment that you've created for men is only leading to the singleness that you continue to complain about. And to the men, maybe knowing that these responses were a trend amongst 5,000 of you is a bit reassuring, if anything. Anything.
So look, I think that kind of come across as if we're indicting women. And look, if people want to indict women for the TikTok part, yes, putting men on social media blast is absolutely out of bounds. That is the only thing that I will take from that and say we're gonna hit women over the head with it. So let's remove that. No putting men on blast, no screenshotting the inbox, none of that, no embarrassing them. Yep. Outside of that, being paralyzed by fear. Man, let me listen.
Man, I don't give a damn about no damn rejection, guys.
Listen, hold on.
I don't give a damn, bro. What do you mean?
Listen, hold on. So we talked about Iynala a minute ago, and she talked about women need to develop in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, right? Men, boys, you got to start developing that armor as an adolescent. You got to start shooting your shot when you a little tight.
A million percent.
Because look, because when you getting bust down and you 14, 15, you just getting gunned down by when you're 25, you running through the walls. You don't give a damn. She shot you down. And that's where I'm gonna let Frank lead it off, because this paralyzed by fear. They're gonna make me feel like a creep. I'm scared of just getting rejected. The embarrassment of rejection. Come on, man. Stop being punks. I ain't trying to hear that.
Man, them niggas some hoes, man.
Here you go.
I love when Frank says that.
Man, ain't no way. Like, how can you even admit that? I'm scared to approach you, nigga. What the worst she can do other than say no? Like, it's hearing no is so damn destructive. Like, nigga, it's just no. Yes. I got silently rejected in the middle of a packed mall during the Christmas season. My reaction was, damn, that really happened. What the next one at? It's simple, man. Like, then nigga talking about his appearance, and I was like, nigga, if you don't wash your ass and get dressed, don't put clothes on, because a lot of them niggas just put clothes on. They just cover their bodies with cloth.
Get dressed.
And polyester. Nigga, get dressed. Find out what your actual size is, and buy clothes that actually fit your frame. Clean shoes, straighten your hairline, trim the beard. If it ain't connecting, cut the beard off. Work on what you got. Like, maximize what you got. You know what I'm saying? Because it's somebody that's out there that's going to be attracted to that. The reason why these niggas so scary is because they keep going for the woman that's not attracted to their aesthetic. It's somebody that's attracted to a 300-pound man.
Let me tell you. Let me give you a reverse on that. Let me give you a reverse on that. I don't see. The thing is, I'm not scared of rejection at all. Actually, I actually expect to get rejected if I approach, but my confidence level is always high. But let me tell you, bruh, I forgot the whole damn.
Okay, so as somebody who has done some rejecting in their day, it's most of the time it's not even about him. I'm either not interested, or I'm already in a relationship, or didn't necessarily want to be approached at that time, or just a bunch of other variables that really had nothing to do with him.
Man, how many times? Listen, me and him were just talking about this the other day. You as a man gotta vet all of it, the atmosphere, where y'all at, what y'all doing, how y'all moving. Is she with her homegirls and they having a girl night, or is she by herself? Does she got a kid on her hip, or is she really concentrating in the food aisle at the grocery store? You gotta find your moment, and just expecting women to walk around as these women that are supposed to be smiling all the time, waiting on the man to approach them, bro. Nobody's walking around like that. I, as a man, always walking around for somebody to give me a winning lottery ticket. I'm just not, and I might miss that opportunity because I'm not always openly available. You can't expect women to always be openly available.
I've seen a nigga approach a woman on the phone.
Say again.
The woman was in full conversation on the phone. This nigga, excuse me. She talking to somebody already. She don't know she's gonna get off the phone with somebody she in conversation with. She know that person,
right?
Unless you have something of value.
Like, hey, let me call him back, man. This nigga trying to holler at me. Hey, how you doing? No, nigga, don't work like that.
It doesn't. I'm looking in your hand to see if you have something of mine. Did I drop something of mine? And that's why
you look exactly.
Other than that, no. And so I think this fear of rejection is an insecurity, and they got to get over it.
But the thing is, you also
where it's like that piggybacks on this point that you just actually made about the insecurity, because I agree with Frank, because it's just like, yeah, bro, you got to be able to read the room and know what you're looking at. But I will say this: I remember when I was in education, and this was when I was in the eighth teaching. Not teaching, but I was working with the 8th graders, and I remember there was this one little boy, and there was this girl that he liked. He had a crush on her. And so every few days, like he would try to holler at her. And so finally one day I pulled him to the side. I'm just like, you know, why do you keep talking to her? You know, she's obviously not interested in you. And he's just like, oh, my mom just keeps telling me if I just keep trying and trying to give her what she wants, that, you know, eventually I'll win her over. And then that made me realize that for some of these guys who keep approaching these women that aren't talking to them, or they aren't socially adept enough to realize that she is on the phone, a lot of the times it's because whether it's mom or dad, but somebody is just telling them you just have to try harder. So a lot of times these guys just keep doing it because in their mind they truly believe if I just try harder, this it's going to work. And so so it's like instead of just taking the rejection and walking away and going to the next person, it's like they're going to keep trying on the same chick because for whatever reason they have this belief that if I just try hard enough, then I deserve this outcome. Kind of simple.
So that's what all the good morning. So that's where all the good morning beautifuls come from.
So yeah, so if you keep trying after being rejected, then yes, now I'm going to possibly embarrass you, or now this isn't going to be the outcome that you want. I have a funny story. I'm in my 20s. I'm at the club. Now I'm already 5'10" by myself, but I got some hair and I got some heels. I'm 6'6" in the club, right? This dude, I'm a giant. This dude, he had to be like about 5'3". And he approached me, and I'm like, okay, now I'm not necessarily a fan of shorter guys, but I'm not gonna be mean because you're short. And he was like, how you doing? And I was like, I'm doing all right. And he was just lingering. I'm like, I'm good. I'm out with my girls. But he kept pressing. And he was like, what, you don't dig short dudes? And I was like, well, you know, I'm like Six Flags. You got to be at least this tall to ride this ride. Yes. So I tried to make it fun for him. So it's like, okay, I'm letting it down, cracking a joke. And so he was like, and so his boys were like, ooh, and it's like, all right, that was your time to step off. Then he like walks around me on the other side as if I didn't hear him on this side. Now he coming over here.
That's what I'm talking about. Go for it, boy.
Right. He's just, I guess they hiked him up or something. He came back and he's just like, well, we all the same height, laying down. And
there we go.
What?
So I said,
that's funny as hell though, but go ahead.
Right. I'm like, but who said I'd like to do it laying down? And they was like, oh, dude, you know, so it was just like, so now you're embarrassed, but that was your own doing. You didn't want to heed to the I'm out with my girls. You try to overcome your stature. But it was just like, dude, I'm not interested. I'm not attracted. It's all played out. But I tried to let you save face initially, but now you embarrassed with the height jokes now. So it's, you know, it's he didn't read the room that one.
A person's going to make time for what they want. So if a person just acts initially like they're not interested off rip, they just not interested. And the thing is also as a man, you got to add some value onto yourself because you got to understand what you provide and what you bring to the table. If somebody reject me, I'm laughing at shit. I'm like, hey, okay, like shit, like we're gonna have a great time together. If that's not something that you want to be a part of, that's amazing because you know there's people that want to be here, and that's good. Okay, cool. Goodbye. It's never an issue. Like rejection has never been an issue.
I'm gonna play a clip from a fellow that's showing, but man, that irrational confidence that I had as a youngster, that I believe the irrational confidence. Again, and I've said this before because we've talked about this one before. It came from the environment. I gotta give credit to, you know, having a mother, grandmother, aunties, sisters that loved me and showed me love, you know, and then you know fathers and you know my father, my uncles, brothers, my peers that kind of kept it real with me in the lane that I was in, you know, because as men, we gonna tell you, hey, bro, you going to shoot you getting ready to shoot your shot. I can guarantee you that this dude right here would have seen me shoot my shot out of my lane. Hey, man, you can't pull that. But go ahead, though. I want to see it. Yeah, we gonna still hype you, man.
Watch it. Every time.
They used to be junior high in the mall.
Look at it, that nigga. But I want to. So this is actually Frank's son, man. The young man got a dope YouTube channel, man. He's talented, man. He's a responsible young dude. And this particular video, I'm gonna set the stage because the video is long. So I cut it down to 5 minutes. But the video is he decided to go to get an outfit from Walmart, and he wanted to know if he could pull women wearing clothes from Walmart. That was the gist of the whole video. So I'm gonna pick up where he's in Walmart, and we're gonna go from there.
Find a better shirt. We got a lot of choices.
No, you really don't, bro. Show me where you see him at then, because I don't see no shorts. What you think about these? These straight. These him for real.
Yeah, them fine.
You know what I'm saying? These straight. Okay, so we got the pants for sure, but you don't think I can wear like a tank top up under this and then throw this on top type shit?
Oh,
That's
like
it.
a white shirt.
You feel what I'm saying? Come on now. That's it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, okay, we might got some, y'all. That's a bet. I appreciate you. I just grabbed it, be on fly though. I just walked past and seen it.
Watch this, watch this.
We're gonna unbutton that. But yeah, these fit me. Are these my size? These are 32. Come on, bruh. My body, nigga. Don't play with me. All right, bet. So y'all seen it, bruh. On the fly.
Go back and get her number.
I gotta do what?
Put the fit on.
I gotta do what?
Number.
All right, bet. Fuck it, let's do it. Hold on, I need a tank top, don't I?
Now look, he's laughing because that would have been exactly what he would have did to me. All right, then go put that outfit on. Go put that outfit on and see if you can pull her after you didn't ask her to show you the outfit. That's exactly why he laughing his ass off, because that's exactly how he would have did me. But I'm gonna keep going.
Don't I? Where the tank top at? Okay, never go wrong. Fruit Unlimited, let's do it. All right, y'all, so we got the tank top, the shirt, and the pants. About to try it on, and I gotta get try the number.
You can like it first, or you gonna listen?
I shouldn't try it on first? Fuck it, it's gonna fit. Yeah, what it is. Let's do it, man. I'm gonna ask her. Excuse me. So I need help with it. You got a second?
Sure.
So I'm trying to make sure I got a good fit. I'm doing a YouTube video where I'm trying to find like the best fit I possibly can from Walmart. I'm thinking like tank top with this over top. You know what I'm saying? Black cargos up under them. You know what I'm saying? Wrangler.
No worries.
It's cool. You shoes?
I gotta go.
So if I was to walk up to you and ask you your number, would you give it to me? Would this fit on?
I'll be tapping in each time you invite me out. Peace.
Cool.
All right, bro.
Have a good one.
That's nonsense. And you should know better.
But she would have went though. She just had a boyfriend. That's what she was saying. Like, hell yeah, but I got a boyfriend now. What you think though? Shit straight? Does it fit? Little 60 piece, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't too bad, but about to go ahead, walk up and down the strip, you feel me? Just walk around camp, see you outside, see who trying to get their number up to a young, handsome, you know what I'm saying? Intelligent, charming young man, you feel me? Let's see what we find, man. Y'all stay tuned. Let's go. Excuse me, y'all got a second real quick? What's going on? What y'all name is?
Kiara.
Miriam.
Lena.
What would you rate me 1 to 10? Like outfit and all?
Like, looks wise?
Yeah, outfit, looks, you know what I'm saying? The way I come across, all that shit.
7.5.
Type shit, okay. What the fit? Hold on, I ain't standing up straight to you. How you doing?
8.5.
Okay, 8. What'd you say?
I'm gonna say 8.
8, so I got an 8, 8, and 7.5. Now, would y'all believe this fit is from Walmart?
I mean, yeah, you can find
Damn.
Wait,
you said what?
You can find the shoes.
Nah, the shoes I have myself, but like the rest of it.
Shit from Walmart.
So what you saying? So what you saying is the fit tough?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
For sure, I appreciate y'all. Nah, I want to get your number too. All y'all, so we can just have like a little kickback one day, like a little Walmart shopping list, you know what I'm saying? We go do something, you feel me?
Alright.
Yeah.
Look, she went, look. How's that real quick? Come here real quick. Alright, what's your name?
Alana.
I'm Jay. Nice to meet you. Where you from? You got real soft hands. So I know like New York style different from Atlanta style and shit, but what would you rate me 1 through 10?
You get a 7. It's not really New York drip. It's more
You know what I'm saying? It's a little different, but you know what I'm saying?
It's very different.
Does it look good on me though?
Yeah, 7.5.
I'd say that. I'll round the 7.5 to an 8. Look how I like your glasses.
Thank you.
Type shit. But look though, would you believe me if I told you this fit was from Walmart? Did I give you any more points like the fact it's from Walmart? I put it together type
You
shit?
put it together well.
For a Walmart fit. The shoes ain't from Walmart, but the rest of it is like I'm talking about tank top and everything. I got my hair done on Walmart too.
You got your hair done.
Okay. Okay.
You can get an 8. You put it together well. Not a lot to do that.
Type shit. I appreciate that. I get your number too though?
I got a boyfriend.
Instagram. I'm a party promoter. I'm a party promoter. See, I be promoting parties and shit.
I know I already got one.
Oh, you got one? You can get 2 for your boyfriend.
He don't do parties.
Nah, shit, man. Appreciate y'all. You said 7? Like the number? Where you from? I can walk with you. It's cool. I can't walk with you. Damn, why not? I can't keep you company while you walking. I want to make sure you don't get hit by no cars and shit.
I know how to cross the street.
Sure. You look a little like unsteady the last time. I had to make sure. Look, you got folks in the middle of the street like this and shit. I had to make sure. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you so much.
Niggas can't drive. Well, look, I just want to see if I can get like a rate on my fit though. 1 through 10 type shit.
9.
Appreciate that.
I don't know why.
Walking by you and nobody help you.
Yeah. You gonna help me?
I got you, bro.
Thank you.
I can't just let you walk down the street like.
I appreciate it. My car is
with the outfit and
literally
everything.
right there. With the outfit, you like it?
I like it. That shit cool. Match your skin tone.
Thank you.
What would you rate my outfit 1 through 10?
You got on forces?
Yeah, white forces with the red bottom.
Oh, they red? Okay.
Yeah.
I give you a 8.
8?
Yeah.
Same thing? That's a bit. Would y'all believe I actually got this fit from Walmart?
No, you're lying.
Yeah, this Walmart fit though. I put it on specifically for you. I was like, she gonna like this shit. Missouri.
For me?
Somebody saying. Like, this is a Missouri type of outfit.
It is a Missouri
Yeah, but can I get your number then?
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yo, what's good? Hey, listen to my music. My name's Price. My last album was Cure for Heartbreak. Hey, go fuck with it.
Y'all don't understand how much I'm swelling with joy. Like the boy pays attention. That my son listens to me, and it results in success. But real, that's my dude, man. But it's just that simple, man. Like you can't let a rejection throw your bop off, because if you let it rattle you, you're gonna take that. You know, you're gonna be shaking when you go to the next one. You know what I'm saying? So he had like, well, how many rejections he took?
He went through like 3 rejections before the first yes, and then he got another rejection, and then he got another one and another. I know his rejections outweigh the yeses, but it doesn't matter in the mind of the man. It really doesn't. It just doesn't matter. Like you're not counting the rejections. You're counting the positives, because
right.
if you keep going a lot, you're going to get more rejections by default anyway.
I mean, a lot of these men really have to like just shoot their shots. Because when I tell you these married dudes be out here like shooting like straight 50 cows. Like,
get through the
don't
chopper.
care. But the single guys, I'm scared to get rejected. Child, then you got the dudes just randomly dropping penis pics. Them guys be going for the gusto and don't be caring. They're operating on straight numbers. I can drop this penis pic 100 times. One person gonna give me some play, and they'll go with that one person. But these other guys, it's like, I really think this whole participation trophy lifestyle that parents have raised kids in, these children haven't heard no enough.
Mm-hmm.
So when they hear no, and it's not even just in relationships, it's, well, I'm having a hard time finding a job. I'm applying 200 times and ain't getting no yeses. That's applying for a job. Like, that's normal.
Yeah, keep applying.
Just keep applying. But because people have been so used to, well, just because I show up, I get something. And Nicole was speaking on that earlier, where
right.
You know, people just do because I did this and this, I earned this. And it's like, that's not reality. It never has been. You still have to work hard for some things. You still have to put in the effort. And a lot of these folks, they don't have any personalities. Like, you know, your son is very, very charismatic when he's talking. So he's going to be more likely to get yeses. He could be out there in a beater and some Timbs and is probably going to get some yeses. So all of that is part of it. It's personality. And a lot of people just haven't been told no enough.
Well, I think part of it has less to do with, again, I've said before, you have scarcity and abundance, right? Scarcity, it makes it about the other person, right? Abundance, it's about yourself. And so when you love yourself, you value yourself, you honor yourself, things like that, it gives off a different vibe. And so, you know, I come from a background where, again, when we grew up, there was a whole song about white tees, right? Like, it didn't matter what you had on. A man makes the clothes don't make the man.
Right.
And I believe that. But I run into men a lot, especially ones, if I'm out and about, you'll have men that just come shoot their shot just because, again, it's a law of numbers, right? But men who actually know me via online or on Facebook or things like that, when I'll meet them in person, people will be like, Nicole, you're just so intimidating. And I'm like, I don't think I'm intimidating at all. I'm very friendly, I'm nice or whatever, but I can't make you have confidence enough in yourself and what you bring to the table, that it will overcome whatever that gap is. Because when you get to know me, again, I'm a woman just like everybody else, right? It's a compatibility thing, not a you not being good enough or whatever. It's not a rejection thing like that. But I just think more has to be done to build self-confidence and not make it about anybody rejecting you. Because nobody can reject you. You are just not meant for them. You are whole. You are good. We should all be trying to get better, the best version of ourselves, period. But doing that for us, not for other people, or acceptance of other people.
Jeff mentioned, the confidence and the charisma, the charisma he had. And a lot of guys will hear what she said and they will take that, well, I don't got all the charisma and I ain't best well-spoken. Listen, understand something as men. Women are by default social creatures and more social than men. Mm-hmm. You have to meet them on their playing field, right? And that's not saying you're being a Captain Saver. It's not saying that you're being a simp. It's not saying that you're removing yourself from being a man just to be able to socialize and do so comfortably and confidently. It's no different than if a man says, I want to be strong enough to move this block without help. Nigga, you got to get in the weight room to do that. You got to go condition yourself. And that means you got to get uncomfortable first. See, if you want physical fitness, and I'm going to make this analogy, if you want physical fitness, you have to go get uncomfortable and break your body down, literally destroy muscle tissue so it will repair itself so you are physically fit. So if you want to be socially fit to interact with women in a manner in which yield positive results, get uncomfortable. Go out with women, go out to where there's more women than men, and go just make yourself, and don't get drunk, don't be an asshole, don't be stupid, just go make yourself uncomfortable and get shot down enough to where you figure out how to move.
And I would say, I tell my sons a lot, you don't run a marathon overnight, right? You have to train for a marathon. So
there you go.
Decide I'm gonna go tomorrow and run a 5K because your body is not going to be able to handle it. You might run, but the next day you're not gonna be able to move, right?
Right.
So it's a point of, hey, I'm going to I'm gonna find a chick that I'm actually interested in and start a conversation. Even if I don't ask for her number, even if you don't have to go for the jugular. How about you just start a conversation? And maybe in the conversation, if it flows to where you feel comfortable asking, well, then take it there. But don't take it like, if I didn't ask for the number, then that was a loss. That was a step towards the marathon, which is getting you where you want to go.
Right.
It's a lot of men that don't know how to just have basic conversation. And like you said, women are social, typically more social than men. That I don't buy that either, because y'all be in the barbershop doing it up.
Yes.
Y'all
it's different, but it's different
with each other.
It's different. When I say more social, women are more social because y'all move the needle. Y'all move the needle of the world socially in a way that men don't. Let's be clear. Breast cancer and what is it the cancer that men have? Testicular cancer. Those things are almost equally prevalent in each of us, right? Mm-hmm. I don't see nobody. Well, they might not be equally prevalent, but I'll say this. I don't see a single athlete. I don't see a single organization. I don't see nobody nowhere wearing blue ribbons at any time of year because of testicular cancer awareness. But women move the social needle enough to the point to where they can get some things going because y'all talk.
Well, I push back because it's the same thing. Like Mother's Day, everybody has a mother, right? A lot of like, and so all these athletes, you know, they have mothers. Mothers have, you know, get cancer and things like that. It gives it's more prevalent. You know somebody who has it, this and the other. Testicular cancer, you know, you might not know, you know, and not everybody's father who's active. So I won't say that, but women are more social. I'm gonna give you that.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and you cannot, as a man, you can't believe that. Oh well, I'm an introvert and I just don't like people. So, bro, I don't give a damn. Go find another woman that don't like people. Then,
pretty much,
you
y'all sit together and not like people.
Yeah, you still have to. You got to find that woman.
I married an
still,
introvert.
Yeah, that woman is still social. She might not be as social as most women. You're going to find her by way of socializing. You're not going to find her sitting in the basement, being in a red pill community in the manosphere, talking about how women like Chads and Tyrones and how life is just gonna suck and all. It's like that's not the way it's going to work. And you damn sure ain't getting no sympathy from a large majority of people because this, like the woman said, we got a fear of rejection. I'm scared of being on TikTok and all that. Most women ain't even putting dudes on blast when they shoot their shot. Most are not doing that. Do you know how many? Man, go ahead.
That speaks to who she is, right?
Right.
And we were talking earlier about people who lack couth. If you see somebody who like that or somebody who moves in that way, she's showing who she is, and you wouldn't want her no way. Be great.
It's
absolutely.
It's definitely like, you know, I have boys, and one thing I used to always tell my son, I'm like, you know, if you like the girl, go talk to her. Just don't let her put you in a trick bag. Like, know when she's genuine in her interest of you. Like, he had this one girl he dated for almost like 4 or 5 months. Every time he would try to get a date with her, she'd have an excuse. Child, move on. She playing.
Yeah, easy.
She playing. Even though, you know, then the person he's with, I keep telling him about these. I'm like, look,
learning opportunities.
Right.
Learning opportunity.
I said, look, if a woman is natural, if a girl is interested in you, she's going to make herself available.
Right.
Period. Point blank. If she always got something to do, she always got something to do, and it ain't you.
Yeah, she's not checking for you then. Like that. Like, look, man. That there's no way around that. Like it would never take me 10 inbox initiations to figure it out. Listen, I'm gonna go. If I went into an inbox and said good morning and she responded and we had a conversation, and then she's no longer engaging, I go to engage again and she's just not engaging. I don't need to be told I'm not interested.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you ain't engaging. And hell, even if I'm told I'm not interested, you know, I might take, I'll take that personally too. Y'all know my stories. Come on, man. Y'all know I done took some L's out here in these damn streets, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a few women that got my head on a mantle. Yeah, I told them pack sand when he came in my DMs. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, but you just have to live with that. You live with that, man. And those are, man, to me, those are stripes, man. Those are badges. That's honor. Those are stories to tell. Those are literally stories you can sit back and laugh about. Hey, man, I remember this one right here shot me down. This one shot me down. You know, it is what it is.
I want to add to the analogy that you the working out analogy. When I work out, I look for the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel if I don't feel sore from the muscle group that I work, I feel like I wasted my time.
Right.
So I work out to feel the pain. Like, so if you feel pain from rejection, embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Go into it looking for it. And then if you find it, you're not disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, I prepared myself for this. You know what I'm saying? And the more you embrace it, the more it becomes just a part of the routine.
Yeah.
So you know that once you go out there, I'm gonna take a couple of L's.
Yep.
Even if I don't get a W tonight, this one night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, y'all niggas folding off for one night.
Yeah.
And one trick.
because
they don't want to take chances, and that's what it boils down to. There's no reward without risk.
And it's imperative, I like that, y'all moms got y'all boys, y'all in their heads so they can understand those dynamics, because it takes both, dads and moms need to be giving boys game, just like dads and moms need to give girls the game. Dads and moms because moms are, I can tell my son or young dudes, hey, this is my experience and this is what the girls like based on what I experienced. But nobody can really fold it over better than a woman telling you, hey, baby, look, this is how they are. This is how they're going to be. This is how they're going to respond. Don't take it personally. Like you just said, if she ain't never got no response to say, yeah, we can get together, boy, she wasting your, boy, she telling you no. That's her nice way of telling you no, essentially.
She got other dudes.
Right. Or she got other dudes. The next, so we got another subject matter. I don't know who introduced this one. Paternity court. Somebody asked, why do women react the way they do in paternity court? And so I was like, I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, a lot of times when you see paternity court and it goes left, the women cry and they break down. So here's the segment.
You know something different? You say you saw evidence that she was in her phone or something?
I'm looking in her phone. I don't see number nude men. She's showing
nude
everything.
Man?
No, she's showing everything. She know that's why she laughed.
Is that true?
I'm laughing.
Sit up straight. Sit up straight.
They think that I was pretty.
No, you're not cute at all. Lying to this man about his child as you believe it to be, threatening, lying to him, telling him you had an abortion of his child, knowing that it was his child. Let me see the results.
You ain't too good at all.
Playing games. You gonna take care of your child if it's yours?
I take care of my other son. That's why I believe she was trying to put her baby on me, because I know
she know you're a responsible father.
After doing 6 years in jail.
You
came home, got my own place, my own car, pay all my bills, and got a nice job.
Good. Good to hear that. Let me give you this and that. She can tell that other man all that. That's not his child. Have a good day.
I don't know why she tried to cover her damn face, and I don't know why she broke down. Only thing I can imagine in those moments is it embarrassment? Is that the reason why women cry after those results come in? Is it embarrassment, or is it that they don't know and they're shook and they like, oh, I got it. Like, if they genuinely don't know.
How do you not know though? I mean,
well, I couldn't hear for a lot of these segments. I couldn't hear any of the sounds, so I don't know what in the world happened.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But that's just on my side. I don't know if it's whatever. But I literally believe some of these women have convinced themselves that this is the case, and so it's literally coming face to face with reality that you have been lying to yourself. Do you see? And there's no unlying to yourself. It's like the day you found out that Santa wasn't real, or the tooth fairy, or whatever. Like, I remember the day I found out worldwide, I was a daddy's girl. We would watch wrestling. And the day I found out wrestling wasn't real, I was
heartbroken.
Man.
Heartbroken.
I was shook.
I'm still in denial, goddammit.
Look, I was shook. So I can't imagine convincing myself of something for so long and then so publicly finding out that it's a lie.
I see these clips all the time, and the most heartbreaking thing to me is everybody runs to the woman. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. But then you have this heartbroken man who is standing there, who really, really wanted to be a good dad, and ain't nobody talking to him. And it breaks my heart every time, because I'm like, first of all, sweetheart, how many men you sleeping with at one time that you don't know? Like for both of my children, the one I'm carrying right now and my 8-year-old, I know the exact day it happened. I could probably tell you the position I was in.
Oh,
I know who I'm with. And I don't fool with a bunch of subpar. Yep, it was that one.
Oh shit! God damn it!
I don't fool with subpar people in my space to the point where I have to figure out, well, who was it? Who is it?
That's a whole different conversation, because we're seeing more and more and more people diminishing sex, making it about it's nothing. You heard, earlier it was like men will have sex with just anything, right? At what having sex, so sex cannot mean anything to them in order for them to do it, which is true. But that meant that they had to do it with someone. They're not having sex by themselves, which meant that woman, it meant more to her. But if that was allowed to happen with a man who really didn't care about you, then maybe there are others, right? So the more we diminish the value, the sanctity that it's anything, then this is what happens. And raising sons and having a brother and a father, I look at things from a male perspective. And I can't imagine how hard that is. Or even these men who have been taking care of these children, providing for these children, paying child support for these children. The men who have gone to jail behind back child support only to then find out. Like, what are we doing?
Nobody gives them their life back.
No, and no, and it's just
it's
extremely sad. I kind of align with what Nicole said, that they've lied to themselves and then they got to face that reality. I can also imagine kind of what Chef said, maybe they had a moment, a night, a day where more than one guy,
a day?
Let me listen. Let's be clear.
You know how I feel about the whole facts report and everything. 7 years.
Man, listen. I'm going to be. I know women that in one day it's been 2 dudes that done slid. I know them personally. I know women that have told me they have had to give their man some because the side dude had already had some, and then the man wants some. She's like, I gotta take one for the team. If she's on birth control but if she let both of them run raw and she don't know when, I know them.
But don't y'all feel the difference when it's 2 on one day like that? If it's somebody you've been knocking
Who men? Do men feel the difference?
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, y'all listen, y'all
Don't be looking for the difference.
Man, look, first of all, I listen, it's a myth if a man says, yeah, I know whether or not in that day. No, I don't think y'all ain't busted open to the point where we know.
No, not like that, but it's still open. It's not like bam, but
I don't know.
I can even feel the difference for myself. So
I don't think men are gonna say they can out of pride to convince themselves that they've never been cheated on, but it's too much evidence to the contrary where dudes and slid after another dude and slid and they ain't know the difference.
Don't care to know. They're not going into it thinking about like trying to size it up. You just happy to be in it.
Yeah. You just happy to be in it. Yeah.
He just know he's stroking.
Yeah. There's no. We're not in there like, hold on, just trying to make sure. Okay, yeah, that's where it was. That's where it was. Okay, good. No, none of that's happening in my mind. What'd you say?
I get it, but I mean, I don't know. For me as a woman, now I'm all for women being sexually free. I'm definitely a woman who I don't care about body counts and things of that nature. But
that's how stuff like this happen.
But at the same time, it's healthy. Like
I think
it's too many videos about BV right now that you see on TikTok, and these girls like, well, I just do this kitty wash, sis. And I'm like, why are you getting BV so much though? Like what's happening?
Well, you don't know and been either. So I mean,
right. Like it's too risky out here. Yes, HIV and AIDS have become long-term illnesses and are no longer killing people, but you know, genital warts can still cause cancer, and you can still get pregnant, sis. Like, and then if you in the wrong state and you don't know in enough time, you having that baby.
Yeah.
So it's just too risky it's too risky. It's too much out here to deal with that many men to the point where you can't pinpoint who the daddy is.
Back again, women are moving like men, and if they're not results that they want, right, that they're looking for, then again, so many are just convincing themselves that sex doesn't matter. Convincing themselves that it's nothing more than an act, because men act like it's nothing more than an act. And it's again, you can't, I always tell people, you can't outman a man.
Hell no.
And even if it is an act, since it's still a soul tie.
Yeah.
It's still a soul tie. It enters you, baby.
Man, look, don't even go there, because there's women that's gonna come and say, no, it's not, he ain't soul tie.
Right.
People want to talk about soul ties.
I don't care if you was just that one night.
It's again, you'll
still remember it
yourself. They are taking again. It's you're just again.
Yeah, it definitely goes back.
Whoever anybody choose, like be your cell phone plan could be with whoever. You could share your anytime minutes with whoever you want. It's not for me to say, but I'm just speaking for myself. Again, you can't. I think us as a society trying to diminish it is becoming harmful to people's psyche.
Absolutely. The Tinders of the world.
There was one of my favorite podcasts to check out is Suzanne Venker, and she talks about that. She kind of went in about how the casualness in which sex is being thrown around now men, yes, we do have that compartmentalization, but like you said, you can't outman a man. And it's not that women can't have sexual freedom, and it's not that they can't explore options. It's just that to try to do it at the level that we can, because of the way we detach, it's not going to work long term. And these studies and these peer reviews and these coaching and this constant interviews with women later on down the line, when they circle back and say, man, y'all were right. And in some cases, nobody told the women not to move that way. Now in this day and age, because if you imagine, if a woman decides to just jump out there, right, and then you got somebody who comes along like an influencer who says, oh girl, don't feel bad about that, because that's what they do, that's what we do, that's what we can all do. So she jumped out there because she didn't know no better, but then somebody came and make her feel better about it. And then you start to build a culture, and then women start moving like that. When those results start to come back in their soul and in their heart and in their mind and in their body, they're like, nobody warned me of the outcome.
It's like you can eat a cheeseburger a day today, or when you're 20, or a honey bun. I always tell people I haven't had a honey bun since 2000. Okay. Mm-hmm. But because you look on the back of it and it says 100 and something % of your daily value. That's like death. I can't eat death, right? 20-year-olds can do that. I can't do that. Right. It's a lagging effect, right? And you can say, oh, YOLO, whatever, and not realize the lagging effect. But 5 years, 10 years later, the problem is, again, we are at a place right now where so many moms are like, just kept, kids have watched their mom, keeping it real, doing this and the other. The man doesn't matter, sexual freedom, all of that. And now they're out here and it's a lagging effect. We won't find out for 10 or 20 years. I would say parenting is the hardest job because you won't find out whether you did it right.
You don't see you don't find out till your grandchildren are coming up. That's when you see that's when you I've always said that
we are currently seeing the effects of 30
our parents and
so
stuff.
Absolutely.
And today sex is valued even less than it was 10, 20 years ago. I can't even imagine where we're going. Do you see the effects of where we're at right now in 20 years, where we're going? It's people are dying of loneliness. I saw a video where some people wanted to be touched, like closeness. Like we need we need some help. People need to.
Oh, absolutely to do. Now, what I'm gonna do is I didn't want to do this, but this.
You didn't have to.
I guess maybe this is me embracing some feminine stuff or something like that.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? Sheffy said, let's do something. Let's talk about the Met Gala. Now, I can't talk about it, but I mean, we could show what happened, she sent me to a website and look, I went and looked for a second. I'm like, man, they put on some goddamn clothes. Like, I don't know if the clothes are painted on. I don't know if they're sewn on. I don't know what the dynamic is with some of this clothing, but like, that's a lot of like, from an artistic vantage point, you can't deny that this is some shit that they're throwing together.
Well, how about it? Like, let's take it a step further. Look at the underlying concept. Okay, how many women are not even getting married anymore? And we've gotten to the point to where we're not even getting married anymore. That the theme of the Met Gala is like a bride. They're trying to actually bring about people who actually want to get married again. Wedding dresses, things like that. You have to look at the kind of the underlying things there that we're not even catching up.
I didn't know that. I mean, I wouldn't know that. I just people by default
married, and so it's like, what can we do to maybe trigger people to even want to see the beauty in the dresses again? I remember growing up, you used to look at the wedding thing and actually want to be a wife, want to aspire to things like that, and today. Again,
well, I definitely want this outfit right here, like this right here. What he got on, whatever this fool got on.
That's the only thing I remember from that night was a conversation saying that.
Look at them jeans.
Hours. 30 hours.
All I know, Cardi was beautiful. I was quite surprised to see Ice Spice. Like,
hold on, let me see. So hold on, this is Cardi right here. This is Cardi right here, right? Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. That's right? Regal.
That it just, even with that, the mixing of the masculine and the feminine.
Yeah, this was cool. Like, I mean, I just from an artist vantage point, I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, that's a pretty cool concept. I've never looked at this. I mean, like, what's going on right here? Now this looks like something from Hunger Games. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Some of it.
This is the young lady who plays Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's her. Okay, she looks Wednesday-ish right here. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see Wednesday. Let me see. Okay, what is this? What is this?
That's the Mandalorian.
That's the Mandalorian. All right, I like him as an actor. Wait, let me see if I can rock this fit. See, I'm looking for fits that I can possibly throw on. Nah. He look like a wrestler.
At least
he like a nut. He look like a nutcracker / wrestler. I don't necessarily like that. So
it's more women in a lot of masculine things, and then a lot of men in feminine things. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I'm seeing a little bit of like the women have this hybrid of something, and the men are kind of it's like they both are in hybridish. Like, even here, the top, and I can't speak intelligently about this whatsoever, but even the top,
Jenna girls.
Yeah, the top is like a man's collar. All right, let me. Are we gonna find a girl wearing some girl stuff? All right, this is a girl wearing some girl stuff. Here we go. That's a girl wearing some girl stuff. All right.
She was really nice with her pearls things or whatever she got on there.
Well, look at that. Look at that, Frank. You man, you just gonna leave me out here on this island to scroll through the Met Gala by myself? You ain't got nothing.
The show was in honor of Karl Lagerfeld, who was a famous designer for combining those things together quite often.
For what? Combining the masculine,
like
dress
masculine and
the,
feminine fits together.
Okay.
I forget. That's oh God, what's her name? I just know her face is just so messed up to me after she had all that surgery. What's the? Oh my God, Versace. Yep, Donatella Versace.
I ain't like her face. Who is this?
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh, okay. Why is she standing so far back?
They have other pictures of her that were really nice.
Now what the hell is now? Okay, so it's
like they did an interview with her and the whole thing. I was like, what are we doing? Are we becoming?
Is she? So is she a cat? Is it a costume party too?
Carl, well, the Met Gala is nothing more than like cosplay for rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Lagerfeld had this famous cat, and she was dressing like the cat.
Okay. So here's something that looks relatively normal. I like that. All right.
Selma Hayek.
I should have had my wife on here for this. What the fuck? Oh, come on, man. What is that? What is that?
Man,
why?
He was a cat.
I was waiting for you to get to that fool.
What?
He was a cat.
Who is this?
too.
Who is it? What the fuck is going on?
It's I can never say the word crystals all over his
Who?
body.
But who is it?
Swarovski, I can't
Oh
say
shit!
it.
Lil Nas X. Oh
Yeah.
That's Sam's favorite rapper. Okay, I get it. Okay.
I don't know nothing about that nigga. I don't think I know that nigga struggling for attention.
Struggling.
Oh shit! Now look, she popped right back on time for the Met Gala. Nah, you can't come back on for this. Get out of here.
I'm gonna take my leave here. It was a pleasure.
Nice.
All right.
Right. Till next time.
All right.
Bye.
I think somebody else just popped on. I thought somebody popped on.
Yeah, she did pop on. Now she's gone.
Oh, we gotta be. She might have left it on and didn't mean to leave it
You
on.
gotta see Diddy though. You gotta look at Diddy's fit.
Okay, hold on. Let me get.
Did you ever get to see his? Oh, go back. Bad Bunny was tight too.
Who that?
Bad Bunny. That's Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
Yeah, the rapper.
A rapper named Bad Bunny?
Yeah, he's a Hispanic rapper.
See, we don't know. We don't be knowing. See, a name like Bad Bunny as a rapper. Oh God,
He was on Cardi B's "I Like It Like That."
Oh, okay. That's him. Okay.
Yes, that's Bad Bunny.
Who is? I know her face. What is she in?
I can't. What's her name? I don't know who that is.
I know her face. Olivia Rodrigo. I know her face. I recognize that face.
I don't know her.
She's. God, what is she in? She's in something I recognize. Here we go. God damn it! Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Yes, man. That suit tough, ain't it? Goddamn. You know, okay.
Plain.
I don't give a damn. Finally, shit. Damn.
Classic.
Damn. There we go. Felt good. It was boring as shit. I give him that. But hey, that's
out here just shining now that she single.
Who that?
Giselle. Tom Brady's ex-wife.
Oh, what's she doing now?
What do you mean? What's she out? She's single.
She a supermodel. And a former supermodel.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, okay. This dude, this is like a school shooter.
Always a hot mess.
This is like a damn school shooter. Why is he there? Like, come on, man.
Wait a minute. He's dating her? Ain't she a little old for him?
Hey, I don't want to hear that these day and age.
That's one of the Jonas brothers.
Yeah, I know Nick. Who the chick?
Scroll down. What's her? I can't remember her name.
Oh, Priyanka Chopra.
Priyanka.
Okay, they I know her. They talk about her on India Matchmaker.
They married, aren't they?
Yeah, but they always refer. So they're always referring to her on Indian Matchmaker because she's Indian and she got him, and a lot of the women refer to her. And the Indian Matchmaker, the matchmaker herself is always saying they always want to think they're going to be like Priyanka. You know what I'm saying? So I know the reference based on that because she's with Jonas.
The word.
Look at Lizzo. Hold on.
Lizzo was cute.
You know what, Lizzo? See, there you go. There you go. You listen.
When the right people dress Lizzo, she looks really nice. But sometimes I be like, sis, this ain't.
But she'll go to Disney World with a thong on.
Listen. I'm telling you, man. See, look. A big woman that dresses to her own frame and walks and moves a certain way with confidence, you're gonna buy her a drink. You're gonna buy her a drink, and you're gonna want to have a conversation because you're gonna be like, look, you strutting over there. What you drinking on?
Yeah.
She look, especially if she the only one, especially if all the women drinking a long cocktail tall glasses and she got a whiskey in her hand, that's the one you're gonna want to go have a conversation with.
Yeah, that could be the cool one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, look at Lizzo, man. Who is this? Who are these people?
That look like old boy from
Nicole Kidman. Okay, I don't know who it is.
What's it called him from Walking Dead?
Let me find Diddy. Diddy.
Yeah, now Diddy stole the show, I think.
All right, let me get to
Diddy.
Hopefully he dressed like a man.
He is. Now,
hey, look at there you go, man.
His wife were nice.
Come through. All right. One more again.
I love this shortcut on her for sure.
Appreciate it, Idris. I don't like the whatever that damn stupid little frilled out hips look on the damn dress is. That looks.
I think Adrian looked like Steve Harvey when he was hosting Apollo. Them damn Deacon slacks.
hey, the Deacon slacks is coming back. Pleated pants and Deacon slacks is coming back. Yep.
What?
Because we kind of tired of seeing the PV
tight look. Man. I'm telling you, bro. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for that to come back because I'm telling you, bro. Popped collars, high waist, pleated pants, and man, listen, bro. Open chest, meat out, bro. I'm bringing it back, bro. I'm telling you.
Thank you, please.
This is Mindy. This is Mindy, right? That's Mindy, right?
Yeah. That's Mindy.
She lost a lot. She's lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
That a chick from The Office?
Yep.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton, and who is that? I don't like his jacket looks too short and the pants are baggy.
Look a little Hitlerish by that haircut. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. It's like he used that some Echo gel to smooth out.
Oh, okay, and then I see the theme again with the way the bottom is kind of the bottom part right there is kind of like
wedding dresses, kind of.
This lady,
Angela Bassett,
the kung fu lady, man. She know that shit. She know that shit.
Michelle.
I can deal with what he got on. It's it's extra, but I can deal with it. He ain't
look like bird poop.
It do.
What? It look like bird poop. On
it do look like he got dumped on. It look like he got dumped on.
I ain't feeling that at all.
I don't know who this is.
Naomi Campbell, stop playing.
No, hey man, I ain't seen Naomi Campbell since she was in Michael Jackson's Remember the Time. That's how long it's been. I don't look for her. Yeah, I don't look for her.
That one's
I don't know who this is.
I don't know who that is. She looked familiar though.
Emily Blunt. Okay. I know her. This is one of them.
The Owens.
Yeah, the Olsen.
Olsen. She's not one of the twins. Oh no, that's not her.
Oh no, I thought that was one of Olsen. See, they all look
Me
like
too. Hey, you got Keke Palmer.
Okay, look at the class and keeping it. No, okay.
She looks
Appreciate
nice.
you. Oh, what the heck?
This nigga.
It's Jared Leto.
This Jared Leto. Yeah, that don't surprise me. It don't surprise me.
He actually showed up dressed like the cat first, and then took the cat off, and that was his outfit.
Oh, Phantom of the Opera meets the Night King.
The
King of the North. Nigga got that King of the North cape on.
That nigga Jon Snow.
Yeah, he got that Jon Snow cloak, boy. King of the North. Oh shit. Oh,
that's
okay.
him with the cat outfit.
You know what? See, I wish he would have had the head part on, and somebody would have slugged the hell out of them because they wanted to beat up on a mascot.
Lord.
Who's this?
Young Miami come through. She looks so good.
That's a cool little thing. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she do.
That didn't jump off.
City Girls.
Oh,
Diddy's
okay. Okay, I know her. What the
Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, Janelle. Her outfit was for me.
This one screams Alice in Wonderland sort of thing. Yeah.
He's always done stuff like this though.
And she takes the jacket off and it's something. Diddy, yes.
She feel like they go to Walmart.
All right, let me see what Diddy did. Let me see what Diddy did.
Diddy was definitely.
Hey, you know what? I want it.
Telling you, this is that straight like pimp cup.
Hey man, hey, I just want listen. I want the coat and just the pants and the shoes. The chest part, the chest part gonna be out. The chest gonna be out. Chest all out.
I love it.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. There's 20 below. Chest gonna be out, and I'm gonna have everything on.
Nipples just hard, huh?
Nipples hard as hell. Nipples iced over like a mother.
Wow.
Who are these people? He got on a normal outfit. She's got on something a little. She like Christmas wrapping or something. You know, like rich. That's rich people. That's rich people's Christmas wrapping paper. That's what that looks like.
That's the only thing that's kind of fascinating to me about the Met Gala is that you just see some really ridiculous things that are actually like, man, if I had money, I'd wear that foolishness.
That's the only way. That's the only way it makes sense.
What the hell? Who put this nigga let somebody put him in a tablecloth? Come on, bro. Like,
man, you better leave Burna Boy alone. He out here selling out.
Burna Boy need to burn that goddamn outfit when he done.
It's Burberry.
I don't give a damn if it's Burberry. I don't give a damn if it's strawberry. It look ridiculous. I know that.
Auntie came.
Hey, Auntie come through, and she always got them thigh high boots, don't her?
Yes, she do.
She gonna rock thigh high boots to her grave. All right, then.
Year round.
Absolutely.
Year round.
Lead be swim.
Her face looks so familiar. I don't know what she on. Her dress cute though. She ain't got no chest though.
All right, who is this? Oh, that's what's her name?
Iynala.
Yeah. And who is that next to her? Her husband or something? Or
her husband. They've been together a minuet.
Man,
that's Mr. Viola.
Look at that, man. Look at that, man. All right, then. She showed up.
Mm-hmm.
She gotta do the best she could do to recover from that snotty moment in that movie with Denzel, man. and this is what's the name? Tiana Taylor, yeah. Has she had some work done to her face?
No, that's just her bone structure.
No. Okay, no, I know it was always kind of strong, but I just want to know. Okay, and she's a heavy workout, low body fat dancer, so she's always gonna be a little bit more strong or chiseled. Okay.
Mm-hmm. She's very chiseled. Like I see her 6-pack, and I don't want no.
Yeah.
Like you got it, sis. We good over here. I'm gonna have this fupa.
There we go.
That nigga tall as hell.
Look at the pants, though.
Oh, maybe she's short.
But look at the pants. Look at the pants. That's what I'm saying. They coming
back.
Hold
down so we can see the pants.
Look at
y'all know who that is?
Bro, look at the pants. Bro, they back. Do you know how long I've been waiting on this shit to come back, bro?
Just that Britney nigga.
I don't give a damn what I want the pants, bro. Look at the pants.
His name is Britney?
Yeah, a nigga that locked up in Russia.
Stop playing.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not. That is. Oh.
That's that nigga, man.
I didn't know, bro.
I can't stand you, Frank.
Bro, no, I thought that was a real dude. No, I genuinely thought that was a real dude. I did not know that was.
I did too.
Yo,
I forgot she cut her locks off.
I thought that was a guy. I really thought that was a guy, and I was really not admiring the pants because I want them pants. Well, goddamn. Wow. I would have been like, "Hey, man, listen. Hey, if you gonna,
that's all I'm saying.
Look, listen. I'll say this. Listen, look. I'll say this. I'll say this about those that transition, and I'm not saying she's transitioned to a he, but when I see you, I'm convinced I'm going to address you as such. I would be like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" And I would just keep it moving. I would hope she wouldn't feel disrespected. Because you're doing everything you can to look like that. Okay.
Who is this guy?
That's not a guy. That's Brittany.
Oh, Olivier. Okay, I don't know who that is. He got on a regular suit.
That's what I'm talking about. We need some of those.
Mm-mm.
She looks like a doll, like a legit doll.
She
put on
looks
top of a
pretty
wedding
old,
cake.
man.
Okay, who is this?
Naya Penn is her name, I guess.
Erica Badu. Oh, okay, Miss Badu. You know what?
Yeah,
you
that look about right for her.
You do whatever you want. Listen, you do
That's
whatever
all
you
par
want.
for her. Hey, your boy. Enjoy your boy.
And this is on par for him. And this is on par for him.
Look at this. Oh
This
my God,
nigga,
he got
this
my grandmama's shoes from church.
is listen.
Keep in her purse.
And he is literally wearing a spade as some pants. This nigga done took a spade, a deck of spades, and then made him a pair of pants. Boy,
That nigga like a table mat.
Y'all gotta let
don't it? An old school table mat too.
For real. Who is
This is classy. This is classy.
That's
right.
cute. I like that a lot. Alex Newell. Oh, where I know that name from?
Got us in here looking at the Met Gala. We don't know nothing about nothing. We don't know nothing about nothing.
I don't be knowing all these people. I just be liking their outfits.
Okay, what is this going on?
Like, I would love to have something like this that's accessible to just regular people, where we just dress to the nines and just costume. But
Create it.
I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, you
like,
do.
We had one here in my hometown at this club. Man, I was like, I thought y'all was having the Met Gala at the club. This looked like y'all just put on the same club clothes and came in. Like, I don't understand.
If hold on, what is this? What kind of cape? Who is that?
That's
that's
his face.
Jeremy Pope. Who is that?
That's Carl.
That's the designer.
Designer. That's that's Carl Lagerfeld's face on the coat. I don't know who Jeremy Pope is though. But he came in there clean with it.
And the shoulder pads she got on this damn thing. Damn, her shoulder's about wide as mine. That's at least a 44 across.
I hope she ain't that broad for real.
Nah, that's definitely fake. Look like shoulder pads.
Yeah, Stella McCartney. Who is this with this little bitty bag?
Like a hefty bag.
Damn, so good.
hefty. Wimpy. She looked like what you call it from Death Becomes Her. That's what she reminded me of.
Is that Madonna?
Oh, no.
Amy's. Hey man, they all look the same.
Who that is? Stop playing. Who is that guy? He look
like Kano from Mortal Kombat.
He looked like somebody who used to not weigh as much. Like he looked like he gained weight.
Then he got a former fat face.
His name is Kim Jones, I guess. Okay.
Man, what the fuck?
Always got to be a nigga, man.
You know who I thought this was? Lil Uzi Vert. I just knew that was Lil Uzi Vert. But no, I don't know who that guy is.
He need a whooping, man.
Now this suit, oh no, the pants, never mind.
Yeah,
if it was
man.
just the jacket, it would have been okay. But when he added pants, that's too much. Joe Gibbia.
Who is it?
Oh, somebody grandma.
Yeah, that's somebody grandma. Amanda Harlett.
Don't know who that is. And some Chanel.
What is that?
She's from Game of Thrones. She's a little girl from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Bella Ramsey, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That suit looked like the damn on the Matrix when they got the black and green backdrop.
Yep.
She out there glitching.
This guy looks like Harlow without a beard.
And they just like a couple that jump fresh for the night. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, it be like that.
That nigga head.
He look like
a tube of toothpaste, don't he?
Here I thought y'all wouldn't have fun with this segment.
Oh, I knew it was gonna be some jokes. I knew it was gonna be some jokes if nothing else.
That's the only point looking at it. It's looking like jokes, like, oh, that's nice, and oh God, what is that? Oh, that's what you go through them for.
All right, here we go. I like his outfit. I like his scheme. I don't like that bolo clover thing he got on his neck. I wouldn't rock that part.
I don't know. I mean, maybe a tie would have done better. Your boy showed out in this though.
Oh, Shang-Chi.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. I was like, okay, I'm digging it.
That nigga like party triad.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You don't want to see him. You don't want to see him.
Nah, that nigga cut pinkies off.
He one of the 3 bosses. A lot of the men actually were surprisingly well dressed, I think. The women, they do their normal stuff, but it was a lot of men. I'm like, oh, okay, you dress up nice. Like, I don't know what this is, but it looks epic.
He looked caught terribly off guard in his mama's clothes. He looked like he got caught in his mama's clothes.
Wait a minute, I'm lifting the shoulders and the beating on the shoulders.
Boy, I done told you about going in my closet. Give me a switch.
Who is that? Oh, he got on heels too. I didn't see that.
Yeah, he did.
Man.
Raul Lopez. I don't know who that is. That was regular.
Kong Sakai. All right. She looked a little bit. She should have been standing next to Shang-Chi. They kind of would have went together a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, what we got on? Okay.
That's straight down.
That's nice.
Okay.
With the flowers.
That's straight
down.
There
we go.
That's a wedding, outfit.
It is. Yeah, it is.
And he got on the bling to go with it, but it's simple.
He raised right.
These two are cute.
It looked like my girl. It looked like my girl got her normal skin tone back because she was kind of light skinned for a minute there. Yeah.
I mean, but the older she get, the more she like a hand puppet.
Yeah, man.
She's also pregnant, so I mean that can make your face swell a little bit too.
We gotta give her that. Who is this?
I don't know, but she cute.
She giving me more Tisha Adams vibes, but she look good.
Joan Smalls, don't know her, but I know I love me some Tom Ford. I don't know this one either. Burberry, okay.
Oh fuck! Come on.
He's scrolling because I can't see. No.
Did somebody cut the top part of his jacket off? It looked like somebody just took the scissors and just went across the top of the jacket and said, now wear that.
If he had the whole jacket, it would have been fly, I think.
It would have worked. It would have worked. I don't know what the hell
he looked like, from here up, he looked like a doggone Roost Chris server. And then the rest is just like what? She looks familiar with some bedroom shoes on.
Like she got on some bedroom. Yeah, I was gonna say some house shoes.
I don't know who that is, but
his head too big for his body. I can tell you that much. Damn,
it's true. Nice pinstripe, plain.
I be wondering who carry those trains. Like when they get out the car.
They carry them, and then when they go to take pictures, somebody literally stands there and fluffs out whatever they got.
Yeah.
Oh, he got to be in there. Oh no, that's her dress. I was about to say, if he got a cape on, that's actually kind of fly. Nice regular prom dress.
Regular prom dress.
It does like a prom dress. Look
at
your boy.
Is that push?
Yeah. That is.
All right, then push. All right, then push. Go ahead, do your thing. Yeah, man. All right, then push.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it.
It's masculine, but like fashion friendly.
Yeah.
This is always gonna be Eric. I don't care what his real name is. He gonna be Eric to me, the vampire. Always.
Alexander.
Eric the vampire.
Yeah, from True Blood.
Oh.
That's Eric.
I like dudes. I like dude's suit right here. I like that.
That's different.
That's straight.
Yeah.
See, we gotta have an event like this and just have in Atlanta and just have everybody like dress.
Niggas ain't gonna do right.
See, baggy pants is coming back, man.
Man, I hate them big old baggy pants, but I can't.
Now those are too big. Those are too big.
I like my pants to be tailored at the bottom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like sits right on top of my shoe, and it kind of like hug my ankle a little bit, but not showing my ankle.
Yeah, I don't like the Pee Wee Herman look.
No.
But that's what everybody's rocking these days. But I definitely like
showing my ankles now.
the Steve Harvey.
It still be played out by now.
No, they still rock.
Yeah,
You ain't see prom? Them little boys still wearing them.
Y'all seen them ashy ankle niggas.
Yeah, I ain't showing my ankles, man. In the event that I decide I'm gonna keep me have a little pencil down at my darn ankle, man. So I might want to put some in the ankle holster. You know what I'm saying? So no, I ain't showing the ankles. The ankles, that's the place where you can put something. You can tuck something. Nowadays, don't nobody got to patch you. When the dudes pat you down, they just look down at your ankles and say, okay, I know you ain't holding nothing there. Oh man, I need all this real estate to hold my weapon, man.
I can't wait.
Trump's got their ass ankles out.
I can't carry with all this belly.
Yeah, man. Anyway, that's all we got, man. We done wrapped up the Met Gala. We had a whole full ass panel tonight. We closing up shop, but man, I think at one point we had like 6-7 people on here.
Yeah.
Yep, it's starting to get diversified up in this bitch. All right, go finish baking that baby. Go finish baking that baby and tell her to hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta get out.
We gotta evict him already, and I still got another 3 months.
3 months?
Yeah, tell her hurry up.
Tired. I ain't due till August, mid-August.
That's a whole mess, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm like right before my 3rd trimester. But
is that what they call a semester?
Trimester.
I know, but if you ain't counting all 3, a single is a semester.
No, it's still considered trimester.
Oh shit, y'all.
Also, the 4th trimester, which doesn't make sense, but it's still a thing.
Yeah. See, y'all like confusing niggas. That's what it is.
I won't make this stuff up. Talk to the OBs.
I tell you what I'm gonna do. Once you gone, we gonna have an episode dedicated to you where we talk about you, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play that. Hold on. I'm gonna play that episode from Martin. No, because you got to go have a baby. You got to go get in the hospital. So I'm telling you,
right on there like this.
The episode from Martin where Gina had that baby, and she was like, ooh, and she had to pop out that baby. That's the episode I'm gonna play in your honor. I'm just letting you know now.
I mean, that's how it be. And then you just get up and you like, I'm strong. I can change the world. I done had a baby. Adrenaline just pushing, and you like, man, just move out my way. I got this. That's exactly how it is when you have babies. Yes.
All right, y'all. Have a good night, man.
All right.
Y'all. Episode 18 in the books.
All righty. Have a good one.
All right.